Hello, everyone. Welcome to the S88 SMJHL entry draft. I'm Symmetric. I'll be running your OBS today, and I'm joined by Noxu, Patrick, and Nikes on the sheets.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Some familiar faces here. Nike, Patrick. What department are you guys head of again?
We are the head of the broadcast department.
Oh, that's the thing we're doing now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Symmetric, of course, is a regular. Very excited to get into it. It's true. You are a regular. You're a regular streamer for the events for the draft.
Yeah. This is the first time in 4 seasons I think I've done the SMJHL draft.
I know I've missed you.
We've made sure to recruit everyone who's as involved in this draft as possible here. I have a player. Nike's got a player. Patrick's drafting. And so it'll be fun.
Yeah. I guess we should just jump right into it.
Yeah, I mean, I got the first one ready up.
Yeah, Colorado with the first overall pick. Let's see who they select. Lino, user Orbiting Death. Lino is...
Good.
Go ahead, Patrick.
I was going to say, Orbiting Death, or Lino, was actually a DFA to finish out last season on Kelowna. Was a really great user in the locker room. I was really heartbroken to see them go number 1, but glad for them because Orbiting Death is such a great user in the league and doing cards and everything for the league. So
yeah, I was originally thinking, how do I know this person? Their previous player was Rebecca Montague. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. A goalie.
Montaigne, I believe.
Yes, that. And I remember seeing them all the time, especially in IHF and just as in SHL in general. They had a great goalie, so it's going to be exciting to see how they do with the skater this time around.
it's a big switch, but they are picking one of the better left wing position, and they played really well into it last season with Lino.
That's awesome. Let's continue on then. Next up in our draft order, we have Vancouver, second overall. Vancouver last season had a pretty historically bad season. Coming off of a championship, they had, I don't know if it was the record, but one of the most goals against in SMJHL history.
Yeah.
Let me pull this
Some
up.
of the most.
I don't recall the most, but I believe they had, 400 goals against.
That is...
Index is loading. Yeah, 452 goals against. I don't think there's a... You'd be hard-pressed to find a team with more. But being on losing teams like that is a great way to build, and they have a great pick because of it. And I think the pick is in.
Yep.
Vancouver selects Brian Taylor, user B guy, the first-gen user of the draft class. Patrick, you're a GM. Did you speak to this user at all?
I did. I spoke to B-Man, and I'll be completely honest, B-Man was my number 1 target heading into this draft. Great user, great conversation, loves to cook, had made toasted marshmallow ice cream yesterday and was sending me pictures. They are a GM, and I believe the ISFL, if I'm not wrong there. But overall, just a really good conversation. They were DFA for San Diego. Really not shocked that they went this high at all.
Yeah, no, they're a great user. I also talked to them. I'm not sure about the ISFL, but they were from the MLR and also the
That's
PPE.
what it was.
They were actually telling me about the MLR. It's a really interesting setup they have where we can go to the draft sheet if you want, Sim.
Mm-hmm.
it's baseball, right? But in it is like very user based, so they don't use a sim engine. For example, there's like pitching and batting, and you have to guess a number. And like the pitcher has a number, the batter has a number, and that's how you determine if it's a hit, how good of a hit it is, etc. So it is really cool. And he kind of showed me what like the locker room is like and how they're trying to like mind game the other team through it all. It's really cool. Moving on though, next up on the draft order at third overall, we have the Great Fall Grizzlies. The Great Fall Grizzlies, excellent team. I believe they're currently GM'd by Jess and SD Core, also known as Corey. Two longtime users, two great users. Let's see who they select first. And at third overall, we have Shadow Zaddy, user Schwarznar. Who might this be, Patrick?
That is the J Commissioner, and not really shocked about that pick at all. They were really wanting to go to Great Falls, especially at number 3 at Great Falls. Knowing the J Commissioner and Schwarznar, it was an easy pick for him, obviously.
Definitely. Home run pick, honestly. Schwarz is going to fit in great at the Great Falls. I believe they're great friends with the management. I should just say I know they're great friends.
Yeah.
Schwarz is an awesome user. I've talked to her a bunch. As simmers, we interact with her a bunch naturally, of course. But honestly, home run pick. Schwarz is going to be amazing. But that is, I believe, Great Falls' only pick until, like, was it pick 40 or pick 70? Like, they are, like, out of it now.
They will pick again, I think 50 is what.
50? Okay, so a while. I mean, you can still get someone at pick 50 after all. It's a very deep
this draft is going to get a little wild, I think.
Yeah.
Very, very
Moving on,
deep.
though, we have Detroit fourth round, if not fourth round, fourth overall pick. Detroit, of course, GM'd by The Evil Is Back. Who's their co-GM? Do you know off the top of your head, Patrick?
I'm not sure. I don't even know if they have a co-GM, if I'm being honest.
You should get one, and it's very helpful.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know who the GM was until I saw them make a pick.
Is Kami?
Kami, I think, is the coach. Kami is very helpful.
Yeah,
for
Kami is not the co-GM. They're just helping coach.
Yeah.
Let's try to get Kami over to Colonial as a co-GM, and they're just happy with what they're doing right now.
Let's see who they select. Puck Center user Nike.
Oh, I didn't click save. My bad. Hold on.
There
you go.
Professor Puck, that's their name. Recreate Nike. First time I'm hearing this name in a while. Some older user, decrepit. I'm of course joking. Nike's here with us doing sheets. Nike, what do you think about going to Detroit? Nike has a sore throat.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. You're going to get to coach with Kami. It's going to be exciting.
I'm really looking forward to that for sure.
But Nike, I can only have good things to say about Nike. He's my GM over at Chicago. I've learned a lot from him. I've kind of learned myself how to coach from Nike. Really awesome guy. Of course, he's head of that broadcasting department thing. Does the SHL Tonights every week. Awesome guy. Moving on, though. Next up on our draft sheet, we have St. Louis Scarecrows with pick number 5. St. Louis, I think, is the only team that has a JGM. Well, of course, a JGM that has a GM in the draft. So we already know for sure that Jimmy is going to be going to St. Louis a bit later on, but let's see who they select with their
Spoilers.
first round pick.
Yeah, they don't have to pick their GM with the first pick. So
Yeah, that's in the second round. They have
Spoiling the next round picks already.
to. Let's see who they select.
oh, I forgot to change. My bad. This is St. Louis.
St. Louis, not Detroit. St. Louis selects Pepperidge Farm. Right defense, user Spidey, a recreate. So, for those keeping track at home, this is 4 recreates to 1 new gen.
Very, very top heavy on the recreates, but there's some really good recreates in this draft. So it made it very hard for GMs to kind of balance that decision making right off the bat.
Less about that, more about Spidey. Spidey's a longtime user, originally joined back in 2011. Do you have any experience with Spidey, Patrick?
I do. I actually even talked to them for a little while. They were a Kelowna Knight previously, so that was also something that was on our radar of possibly bringing them back to Kelowna. I share a couple different discords with them, and they're always a very good person to be around in the Discord. So I've always enjoyed being around Spidey.
That's awesome. And of course, St. Louis, awesome team. Their GMs, Jimmy and Toaster, I believe it is.
Yes.
Yes.
Not they're. Wait, which team? Sorry.
St.
The
Louis.
San Diego title is Toaster and Toast.
We're talking about St. Louis.
Oh, St. Louis is just right now is Jimmy, and they just hired one.
Oh, he got rid of his old one. Or not, I shouldn't say get rid of, but
Toaster moved on to San Diego.
I see. That's why I was confused there. But still, Jimmy's a great GM. Jimmy's the current sim head. A great guy, very knowledgeable about the league. So, moving on though, someone that is arguably more knowledgeable, we got Maine Timber, GM wannabe Finn, the SHL commissioner. Let's see who they select as 6th overall.
Sorry, hold on. I was just fixing some of the sheets. You'll notice, if you notice it said San Diego, that was not right. It's supposed to be Maine. Fixed it. A little bit of a... we got some fancy sheets here, and sometimes we miss some things. That's fine. There you go. Maine.
And Maine selects Sim Bular, user Sympathies. 5 sympathies? I don't know how you're supposed to say that, but they are a recreate.
They are, and they have a great bank account too as the recreate. They're over 119 million. I unfortunately didn't get a scout sympathies. This
Class is huge. I focus most of my scouting efforts on the rookie users, so I don't have much to say about these longtime users, and I should, so I'm very sorry to them. But Sympathies, they created back in 2018. That's when they first joined the league, December 2018. So not quite as long as some others in the class, but still that's very, very long. That's what, it's 2026 now. It's 8 years that they've been in the league. It's very impressive.
Yes.
I guess they were a former HO, or they are current HO. I don't remember if their term is up. So just overall, very solid pick. Wannabe Finn is always bulletproof with his picks. Very strong overall. Moving on though, we got Yukon with the 7th overall pick. Yukon, I think they have one of the oldest GM duos of Flu and Laris.
Like,
Huh?
like they've been there the longest?
Yeah, like out of like current JGM, like active JGMs that have been on their team.
You just called them old.
What I mean is they're experienced, right?
I knew what you meant. I wasn't.
I was pretty sure I knew what you meant, but
But yeah, both of them are great. Flu's a simmer, Lairs is on Chicago. They're both awesome people to talk to, be with, and let's see who they're bringing onto their team. At 7th overall, Yukon selects Aaron Yeager, another recreate, user Jexter. I believe that's a play on words to the anime character Aaron Yeager. Genocidal. I'm not going to spoil it anymore. But I love the name. I wonder what their render is. It is not related to the. It is not related to the anime at all. Caroline Harvey is their render.
okay.
Jexter was actually a former 2K player as well.
What does that
So
mean?
2K TP.
their player reached 2,000 TP.
Oh, 2000. Okay, I'm like, do they play NBA 2K?
No, their former player in the SHL or in 2K.
LHL, Langston Artisan Laurent. I think just missed out on the Winnipeg Cups. One. We only won one in 72.
Oh, that's sad.
I think he was drafted not long after that.
Do you have anything to say about them, Patrick, or?
We had a good scouting conversation. My co-GM was the one that scouted them. Was looking to do a QB defensive build, quarterback in the SHL as a defenseman, just so I can clarify it. They're really wanting to chase after some trophies with this build, is what they told us.
I mean, with a solid defenseman, you definitely can win trophies. So, hoping to that. Continuing on, we have the not Tampa Bay, the Thunder Bay Walleye at pick number 8.
Yeah, I think it's ready. Sorry, I'm just fixing a few things. There's a bit, just fixing the sheets up a little bit. Yes.
And with their 8th overall pick, they select Evil McCool, user Unconfident69, a recreate. Another pretty long time user, creating back in 2021. They most recently won a cup in Atlanta, which might tell you why their name has McCool in it.
Yep. McCool going to win the cup.
What do you guys know about Unconfident?
They were in one of my drafts not that long ago. They were a goalie? I think they were stun gun.
Yes, they were stun gun.
Yes.
Stun gun was one of the. I consider them a staple because I'm just so new to the league in general compared to most other people. So, as my player grew up, stun gun was always one of the top dogs.
Yeah, stun gun was around for a long time. I don't know when they were drafted. But I think stun gun was there for a long time. Maybe,
Stun gun was, their draft season was 74.
Okay.
So they were around for a minute.
I think
Before that, this is Unconfident's 3rd player. Their first player was Connor O'Brien back in season 62.
There you go. I was also in that draft. So was Orbiting Death. OD was in that draft too. That's when Montang was drafted.
They've won the Challenge Cup twice, once with Atlanta in season 83 and once with Los Angeles Panthers in season 78.
That LA Panthers win was preceding the San Francisco dominance that happened. But moving on, we are up with Ottawa. over at the 9th overall pick. Ottawa's an interesting team. They recently lost their GM. Frenchie stepped down, and now they got new blood at the helm.
Step down and then step back up. 'Cause Frenchie went to Madison, right? No, Cincinnati, I think.
Oh, for the
in the
SHL.
SHL.
Yeah. He got. I remember that. But less about them. Let's see what Ottawa has in mind. So far, the draft has been really dominated by recreates. We've had, 7 recreates, 1 new gen user so far. Let's see if
Yep.
Ottawa will break that and give away. So, Ottawa selects with their 9th overall pick Carmine Lizar, user Scarlet Mantis, a first gen. Second first gen of the class, someone I personally talked to quite a bit. Before I go into that, do you have any comments about them, Patrick? Did you get a chance to talk to them?
I did not. I actually, this is one of the users that I was not able to talk to this week, unfortunately.
That is unfortunate. They are a really awesome user. I had quite a big conversation with them. They actually make their own music. And something I kind of talked to them about was possibly featuring their music on some Sims, because they make it all from scratch, copyright free, etc. So if you're watching a sim from me in the near future, you can definitely expect to listen to some of it.
Nice.
But other than that, they are one of the people that came here from Hockey Junkie, a YouTuber. We ran a YouTube ad. I think there was a couple of channels involved in it, one of them being Hockey Junkie, of course. And we're going to see quite a few fans of his in this class, and I believe even he himself is in the draft.
I think so. I know he's in the Discord, but I don't know what his player is. But yeah, we ran a couple of ads on YouTube for recruitment this season, pretty successfully, I'd say.
But yeah, so it's going to be exciting to see where this where Scarlet turns up, how they end up being, because they're brand new to sim leagues, so it is quite daunting when you're first getting into something like this. But I'm sure they're going to have a great time, because they're an awesome person. They've been very active, responding to DMs, active in chat, and all that. Continuing on, we have pick number 10 with Kelowna. That's Patrick over here. Let's see what Patrick had in mind.
And I ended up selecting Pork Belly, the user Rankle, who was also a DFA on Kelowna in our final weeks. Very active in the locker room during that time. They were the previous GM of the Great Falls Grizzlies, who my co-GM played for, so a lot of connection there, and it just made it a really easy choice to go after Rankle on this pick.
Definitely. Rankle, longtime user, joined back in 2019. They have a whole slew of cups, 74 Challenge Cup and 77 Challenge Cup with New England. Their most recent was a gold medal with USA back in season 84 for the IHF. So they have some silverware. Let's see if this player continues that trend. Continuing on, we have Vancouver with the 11th overall pick.
Yeah. They're the first team to have 2 picks in this draft, right?
Yes, this is the first duplicate pick. Not duplicate, but first team picking more than once.
The first second.
Yes, that. Let's see who Vancouver selects. They select Julia Aurelia Scribonia, user Schmelmorg, another first-gen user. I sadly did not get the chance to talk to this person. I was talking to both Shawnee and Shiamus, the two GMs of Vancouver. They both had great conversations with them, and they were very confident with this pick. Patrick, did you get the chance to talk to them?
I actually did not. My co-GM did. I'm going to try to see if I can find those real quick so I'm not holding it up. I'm kind of doing trade talks.
Oh, man, I understand.
But
yeah,
hang on, sorry.
overall, great user, and as someone that is in Vancouver, I'm very excited to talk to them. Let's continue on while Patrick does his trade talks like a little GM he is. Up next, we have Ottawa. So speaking of teams picking twice in the draft, Ottawa, this is their second pick of the draft. At pick 12, so they're still firmly within the first round. Let's see what they go with.
We will see what they do with it as soon as I switch the background. There we go.
Ottawa selects Mika Jones, user Thunder39, a recreate. Thunder, longtime user, joined the site back in 2017. They've been around. Their last cup was in season 42 with Calgary. They went on a stint 40-42. They won 2 cups, which was pretty impressive. They've had a handful of players since. Their most recent being Jaeger Jones, being drafted season 70.
I think they had an S62 player, right? Did you say that already?
No.
Were they?
I'm not sure. Did they?
I thought they were...
Oh yeah. Jaeger Jones was the season 62
Oh, okay.
player. Or,
Yeah. Also
yeah,
drafted.
they weren't.
Were they? It sounds like they were. I don't know. I was pretty sure Thunder was also drafted in season 62 to Winnipeg alongside me, alongside OD. Orbiting Death.
But yeah.
Thunder was also a previous GM of Kelowna and former player of Kelowna.
Oh,
I see here.
They were also a PFA of Kelowna.
They were a co-GM of the Regina Elk as well.
Oh, wow. Throwback. It's not even that long ago of a throwback to say that. I remember when before the Regina Elk existed, there was a different Regina team, the Force. Everyone's favorite logo.
Let's continue on. We have Carolina. This is their first pick of the draft with 13th overall. Let's see who they go with. Carolina selects Sol Rivas, user Schizo, first-gen user. I didn't get the chance to talk to them too much. One thing, though, is that they told me that they wanted me to say that their biggest hobby was spending time with their wife and hiking with her.
That's a very smart move right when you join the family. To let them know how much you love them, because once you get into it,
It really steals you away.
I actually was able to scout them as well. They were really great conversation as well. Gave me a lot of information, not only about themselves, but about their player and what their player is looking to do. Has a whole story built up, and I think they even released a media article today about their player.
Yeah, I've seen there's a handful of these rookies that have been making these media articles, and it's really, really cool to see. When I personally think of like rookies making these huge articles, I think of people like BV, like Raph, who kind of went all out with massive stories, and that kind of really showed the league like the passion, and that really it bleeds through, and it really impacts a lot of the people both in your draft class and your locker rooms. So it's really cool to see. Continuing on, we have a Newfoundland Berserkers. They're selecting pick 14th, and they select Jack O'Driscoll, user Blambino. Blambino, they are a first-gen user, making that the 5th first-gen user so far this draft. I don't recall if I spoke to them at all. Let me try to recall that. How about you?
I did not. I was not able to speak with them. You'll start learning the positions I was scouting heavy this week before the whole scouting class kind of blew up. So I do apologize to a lot of the rookies that I wasn't able to scout, but it just blew up at the wrong moment this week.
Blambino was another one of the Hockey Junkies fans that came over from his YouTube ad. And really my conversation with him was mainly about just how the league works, how to do the TB, like the tasks, the breakdown of it all, how chirping works and whatnot. So it seems like they are excited for the league. They're interested in knowing how it works. So that's great news for like any long-term earning, because as you know, the SHL is a marathon. So once you get into it, it kind of becomes a habit, is what I've seen.
You start getting really addicted to trying to earn it as fast as you can to build more and more. But the payoff's always worth it.
Yeah. I know a lot of people say, like, on Monday mornings, the first thing they do when they sit down at work with their coffee is they'll open up the site and do their PTs, the tab. And I always find that cool.
I will honestly say I literally do my activity check and training first thing in the morning before I even brush my teeth, so I don't forget.
I remember those days when I was like fresh in the league, and like I'd do my PTs like first thing in the week. I'd do them like early on.
I don't do the PTs at all.
Now I just do them. I just do them on Sundays now. I wait until the last minute.
The bot yells at me.
That's how I know it.
I'm not doing it.
That's how I know when I have to do something. Is when the bot yells at me. I'm like,
yep.
Guess I better do it.
Moving on, though. We don't want to be here forever. We have the 15th overall pick with San Diego. San Diego selects Ice Wizard, user UNP, a first-gen user. How do you pronounce the name? You know, no need to laugh.
I don't know. I would have gone for like an acronym. I would have just said UHNP.
I did not get to talk to them too much. They did answer my spam DM. They found the league through the ISFL. They have played in the ISFL, obviously, the SSL, PB, and the SBA.
Really?
And they are a GM for the ISFL Development League team, Bondi Beach Buccaneers. I've heard that team before, so I'm familiar with it.
Oh, yeah.
It's
been a long time since I've been in the DSFL.
They were the one I was confused about on the ISFL. They are they're a very great chat. Ask questions about kind of what to do on the site, how to do it. Even gave kind of advice from where they were at. I asked random questions to a lot of these players as I'm scouting them, and one of my random questions is if animals could talk, which ones would be the rudest? And their answer was great. It said birds for sure.
Well, if you think about it, when you like the way
when
you
break
talk
it down,
back,
you start understanding it.
When you talk trash in hockey, it's called chirping, and that's
Yep.
what birds do. They just chirp all day, so it makes sense. I like that. Let's continue on though. This draft is going to be
Yes.
10 hours long at this rate.
We're yapping.
Next
I gotta
up,
have information for the ones I don't have information for.
That was a good-
yeah. Next up though, back to St. Louis, with the 16th overall pick. This is still in the first round, so Jimmy doesn't have to take himself just yet.
Yes, that's right.
So let's see what Jimmy has in mind for his pick here. He selects David Casper, user Jumpier Pegasus, a recreate. Are you familiar with this user?
Do not believe so. I didn't have. Oh no, I did. I had a really good talk with JP. They are a. They've been in the league for such a long time. Their history knowledge on the league was really great. They were originally a Zach Miller. They were Zach Miller, which the award is named after the Miller Award.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
really great.
JP joined in season 5.
There it is.
Oh my
Thanks,
God.
Nike.
Yeah, I was looking at their cups that they've won, and I see Season 8 4-star Cup Prince George Firebirds. And I'm like,
Oh,
what is
classic.
this?
Bro, that was my first team, was Prince George. Oh,
I'm like,
Bring
what
him
on
back.
earth is this? I've never heard this before. I was like, never.
they needed a new logo, but bring it back. That logo was impossible to put on jerseys.
But JP was a GM for St. Louis for many seasons in the teens and 20s too, so like this is just a good fit.
Yeah, it's a fit. Makes sense. Continuing on, we are entering the second round with the Colorado Raptors, and I believe that is their first pick of the draft.
Is it?
They drafted first overall, you clown.
No, I meant their
been a
first.
while.
This is their first pick of the second round. It's your fault for misunderstanding.
It is the very first pick of the second round for anyone.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I didn't lose track of anything. I'm fully in control here. Let's see who they selected.
Oops, sorry. There's no trade.
They,
I clicked the wrong one.
they did not trade. You would hear a horn if there was a trade. They select. Colorado selects Alan Derek Cap, user citizen of Adra, Adra, a recreate.
Longtime GM in Manhattan. Co is great.
Yes, Koa was a great conversation too. It was a quick conversation just because a lot of times if you know the recreate, you're not really having an in-depth scouting conversation, but we had fun with it.
Love it. Really solid pick. Let's continue on with San Diego pick 18 in the draft. And
Yep.
San Diego selects Brian McGlynn, user Defina, first gen user. Defina, they are part of like a broader group of friends, and from my understanding, Defina and one of her friends joined the league early to kind of get a feel for it, and they were kind of impatient. Defina is herself a great user from my conversations with her. We have a lot of hobbies in common as far as games, so she's a really cool person, and they're gonna have a great time in San Diego. They're I guess a duo or their friend in this draft, which we're gonna keep an eye out for later, is Faye Fia or Allison Tennant. So we're going to see if they manage to go to the same place or if they get separated, as you often do in sim leagues. But
I think Nox. I think Defina is also part of the SSL. I think.
That sounds right.
Which perhaps is part of the connection too, because I know El Poppy is highly involved in the war room.
am I? I'm I am high. I completely misremembered. Defina is someone else.
I thought you.
I'm so sorry, Defina. I'm
I thought
thinking
you
of
were
someone
right on
else.
that.
No, I just.
I was gonna say, I think you're talking about Lady Lunaria
I'm
and
thinking
Faye
of
Fire, right?
Lunaria.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
We're getting corrected.
It's the Ias.
Faye's in chat.
I'm so
Correcting.
sorry, Faye. I'm so sorry. Okay, Defina. I remember that now. We even made a joke about it. They are from the SSL. They were friends with No Face and McLumberjack. Speaking of trios, they got separated. But anyways, I'm very sorry about that, Defina.
I've already switched the card, so I can't go back and give you a redo on that one.
No worries. Let's continue on. I'm shameful. Detroit, with the 19th overall pick, selects It's Smalls. Selects Gus. User It's Smalls. Recreate. Oh, my brain's not all there today.
The player name is Gus. If there's nothing missing before that, their player name is just Gus.
Yeah, it's just Gus.
Gus Center. It's Smalls was actually originally a season 82 player. They told me the reason why they retired them was they just kind of got bored and wanted to do something different, do a different player, and so they came back. They won the 4-Star Cup twice with St. Louis as, I believe, Smoking Jay Cutler, if I'm not, Smoking Jay Cutler, and them and Evil are really good friends. So Evil taking them, there's no surprise at all.
Now, continuing, we have Colorado up next.
Sorry, I'm just trying to plug in my iPad here so I can keep chat up before my iPad dies.
Start limiting my conversations to like a little bit.
Okay. Where are we? Colorado? 20? Yes.
Yes, we're at the 20th overall pick with Colorado.
It's
And
their,
let's see who
it's
they
their
select.
second pick of the draft, right?
No, second pick of the second round. Colorado selects Allison Tennant, Faye Fia. Where have I heard this user before? First gen user. Once again, Faye, you're in chat. I'm very sorry about the mixed up. But let's just say, let me flip it. Faye is part of a duo of, or they're a larger group of friends, but they have a duo that's in the draft class, Lunaria. So it's going to be interesting to see if they go to the same team or not. Overall, though, Faye has been extremely active in the rookie Discord.
That's exactly
And
what I was
even
going
though
to say.
they were like a brand new user, they've been like extremely helpful with other new users. It's honestly like hats off. This is a great pick here. I am personally surprised they fell this late, like this low, just based off how active and how helpful and how cool they've been in the J the draft class server.
Is she friends with Cake as well, or am I just mixing that up because they're both Australian?
I don't remember if it's
Or if
Kate
that
or
was a-
Gwen. I think they were friends with Gwen.
Or if that was just some comment someone made about them both being Australian, I don't know. But
I know they're friends with Gwen, so that might be it.
the could be. I don't remember.
But let's continue on.
suspenseful pick coming up here.
What pick number are we at?
21. St. Louis in the second round.
So this is going to be a really surprising pick that no one saw coming. St. Louis selects Johnny Silverhand, user Jimmy. So as we've been kind of alluding to all draft long, Jimmy does have to select himself. And that he did with his second round pick.
As a GM, when you draft yourself, you know exactly what you're going to get.
Hopefully. You would hope.
That was a good joke. I'm over it. I'm done. Nike laughed at it. He's just muted.
I'm over here feverishly typing because we've got dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
But yeah, I mean, Jimmy is a great guy. We've already kind of talked about him a little bit. But moving on, we do have pick number 22. But I have someone in my ear. Hold on.
This time I clicked on it on purpose.
No.
Yay! Trade alert!
Trade alert. Trade alert. Let's see what the trade is. I can't read.
There you go.
Patrick, you read it.
It is Carolina is going to receive season 90 Vancouver's first and season 91 Vancouver third, and to Vancouver they get season 88 Carolina's second, which is this 22nd pick. They'll get this Carolina's third, which is going to be the 33rd pick, and then season 90 Carolina fourth.
There is
the
a small
top 8
clause.
protected on the season 91. Or season 90 becomes season 91 if it's in the top 8 next season.
Which is, top half of the first round. So you got 50-50 chance. It's either in the top
Basically,
8
if it's a lotto pick, Carolina does not get it.
Do only 8 teams make
that
playoffs?
means that Vancouver is now on the clock with pick number 22.
Yes.
Vancouver selects Lane Stevens, user Billy B, the first gen user. I don't believe I got the chance to talk to this person, and how about you, Pat?
I did not get a chance to talk to him. I believe my co-GM reached out to them. Let's see if there's notes over here on them.
Yeah, I was intending to talk to them. I sent them a friend request, but just been pretty busy.
I was reading some of the interested prospect thread questions, and they had one of my favorite answers. To the Pride Night question, where they answered it. They were like, super excited to wear them, and then also at the end, at the very end of the sentence, they just went, also I'm gay. Actually, I don't even think they said I'm. I think they spelled it out. They went, I am, which is just, it was just there. I am gay. It just cracked me up. It was just like blunt and to the point. I loved it.
Moving on, though, we got Maine Timber up next with pick 23 overall. It's going to be interesting to see what they go with.
Yeah, let's find out.
They select Randy Knight, user Sun Eater, a first-gen user.
I actually don't think I recognize this name. But there's been so many
neither.
creates.
There has been a lot of creates. One observation I personally have is Finn typically selects a lot of recreates, so this first-gen user must have really caught his eye, and I'm excited to see their career and how they turn out.
I'll tell you, earlier in the week, I had asked about the second from Maine, and Finn was sticking with it. There's no doubt
his
about it.
chest. That's interesting. Let's continue on, though. We are going over to Ottawa again with pick number 24. Let's see who Ottawa selects.
Yep. Just a second, I just poke myself with my drawing pen. Ouch.
Ottawa selects April Moonflower, user Lady Lunaria, first gen user. And now it all comes together. All those things I said earlier, or what I meant to say now. I had a great conversation with Lunaria about games, a lot about games, really. Did you get the chance to speak to them at all, Patrick?
Hang on just a second, I'm drafting.
No worries at all.
On the clock.
But honestly, great pick. It's going to be a very big help. Usually when there's a new GM or GM change, the new GM tries to, build a new identity for the locker room, get new, really active pieces. So I think that's a just really smart, strong pick there. Continuing on, we are going over to Yukon with pick number 25. Yukon, pretty solid team. They're looking to round out their team to start aiming for a cup, from my understanding. Let's see who they select. They select Mike Mitchell, user SauceM. Are they a recreate? Are they a new gen? We might never know.
They're first gen. I don't know why I did all of the information's in the file. What?
They
That's
are
so
a
weird.
first gen user.
I've never seen it do that before. They're a left winger and a first gen.
Let's see if I have anything about them. I do not have anything about them, unfortunately. I did talk to them about nothing, though. So I'm very sorry, but let's move on.
Yeah, that's very weird. I don't know why I did that. You copied the information, you just didn't put it on the card. So they are left a winger, though.
Next up, we have pick number 26 with the Carolina Kraken.
Sometimes I wish I had it would be so much better if I had 4 monitors for this. Then it would
right?
be smooth
I'm
sailing.
like jumping between the picks chat, the trades chat to try to make sure that I'm keeping track of it all.
It's a lot of copy and pasting from the sheet to update the ticker, the pick tracker, the pick itself, the background. But there you go.
At pick number 26, Carolina selects Zurong Jawbreaker, user I Hate Racing. Another.
Once again,
Question
it's
mark.
now broken. It's in
Seems to
the
be broken.
form. It's in the text file, but it's not updated. They're a right defenseman, and they are a recreate.
A recreate. Doing my best to keep track of it all, but I'm not the best accounting, unfortunately.
They were also somebody that Kari was really happy fell to this pick, that they were able to grab them.
Yeah, that's a big thing. The draft is so deep. There's still amazing people on the board, especially like someone in this voice call that I'm surprised is still on the board. I honestly, but yeah. Let's continue on.
I'm trying to figure out why this is a bit broken right now. And if I can somehow fix this. Did I do that? Well, I fixed it.
We fixed it.
Don't ask me how that happened, why it did that, but I think I fixed it.
That was teamwork right there.
Right, where are we?
Moving on, we are over on pick number 27 with Vancouver. Vancouver's draft strategy is almost always new gen users, and now that we're kind of nearing the end of the second round, it's going to be interesting to see if Vancouver rolls the dice on another first gen, or if they hone in on a recreate here. Let's take a look at what their thoughts are. They select Brent McBeauty, user AJW a recreate. So it does seem that Vancouver, they got their new gens, they're happy with that core group, and they're looking for a veteran user, someone that come into the locker room, kind of show the rooks how it's done, as you often see. It's a great pairing to have. Do you have any information about AJW, Pat? I see. He's still drafting.
I muted myself as soon as I started talking too. That's the fun part. I can't remember what season AJW was in. I remember them. I remember scouting them too. They were on San Francisco in season 86.
This is their third player. They had David Anderson back in season 71 draft.
Yes, it was Brett McMahon who I had scouted. And they're a really good conversation. I think, if I'm not mistaken, AJW was what got me my first GM fine, because I contacted them too early or signed them too early. So
that's funny. But yeah, I mean, it looks like AJW is a pretty solid player. They're going to hit the 425 TPE. You can trust that. So it's going to be cool to see them interacting with the other rookies in Vancouver now. Continuing on, we have Thunder Bay with pick number 28.
Yeah, whoops, I've minimized. There we go. Minimized the wrong thing, and I lost my copy paste.
Okay, Sim, take your time on this one. Get it right.
yeah, get this one right. This is the most important one for you to get right.
I got something special for this one.
And at pick number 28, Thunder Bay Walleye selects Axel
Yaller.
Axel Yaller. User Symmetric, a recreate. Symmetric is here in call with us.
That's true.
Running OBS.
Oh, brother,
congrats.
this guy stinks!
Honestly, a massive steal. Like,
Tim, are you sure you didn't want to play goalie? No
yeah,
goalies
I'm
yet.
very sure. I've been there, done that.
but like to show if like any rookies that are in the channel, they're chat, they're watching along, that kind of sadly haven't been picked. Symmetric, well-known user, highly
Never heard of him.
user, and still dropping this low. So
Yeah, but I'm in a stinky head office, so that's why.
I will honestly say, every time they dropped, I kept on trying to trade to get them, and it just never worked out.
Spidey in chat, the second round is scary talented this season. It's a deep draft, 100%. Also, some that was prospected to go in the first round that somehow dropped this far. So it looks like some of the rookies got their mocks wrong. Unfortunate. But it's really hard to know when you have such a deep class. Scarlett saying that they picked them. Unfortunate.
Yeah, you're
Moving on,
not
though,
alone.
we have... Hold on.
I'll hit it.
We have a trade alert.
There you go.
I could take care of this one, and I have somebody that can announce it for me too, once we get there.
That's you're a bit early on that, Patrick.
Oh
but
yeah, I am. I'm one. Sorry.
yeah, this is a different trade. This is a trade for pick number 29. Once again, I can't read it.
It is going to be Carolina is receiving season 89 Detroit's first, season 90 Detroit fourth, and Detroit will be receiving this second round from Carolina, the 29th overall, and the 45th overall of this draft.
So it looks like Detroit are trading in. They must have a few targets in mind that they want to get. And since it is such a deep draft, they definitely can land a target even at pick 45. So let's see what Detroit had in mind, who their target was to grab here. At pick number 29, Detroit selects Danny Finnegan, user Dynamic MLB42. Dynamic MLB, been around for quite a while. They typically make J-only players from what I've seen. So it's going to be exciting to see how they do in Detroit. Detroit's a solid team, so...
This will be their sixth player.
They've had a lot of... I think they stick around in the minors, and that's pretty much it, if I remember correctly. I don't think they've ever had an SHL player.
Which is perfectly fine, because if
fine.
you love the J, you might as well stay in the J.
It's also hard to keep up the activity for the SHL, right? With the J, it's fairly easy to get to the 425, be relevant there. The SHL, it's a lot more of a grind, so it's understandable. Just the main thing is that you want to have fun, and as long as you can do that, I don't think anyone's going to complain about it. Continuing on, though, this is what Patrick was excited about. We have another trade alert. Back-to-back trades.
If you couldn't tell how much I was trying to get back into this second
Fill
round.
time.
This was actually... I didn't realize... Yeah, I mean, you got this trade, but yeah, I didn't realize that the player was still available, because I was thinking how I was still available.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Honestly, there's a lot
There's,
of...
there's there's another one who I have no idea if they got taken in the time since, but...
But let's just say Ottawa had the 30th pick, the 30th overall pick, and they are trading away this pick. They're trading out, or even trading down. Is it? I guess we'll have to see once this trade comes in.
Well, the one surprise
Patrick, who owns these picks?
Who's trading for the pick?
Who owns these picks? That's a great question.
Patrick, who owns these picks? Are the picks going to Ottawa your picks?
The picks going to Ottawa are my picks. Yes.
Are all your picks? Okay.
Yes.
Like,
It's I went off the board and suddenly everyone's trading out.
It was nothing to do with you. It's one of those things that when we get this huge explosion of players so late, because a lot of this just happened, starting Tuesday, Wednesday, and a huge shout out to Naomi for doing these ads and getting all these players in here. It starts to make those prices for trades skyrocket. So you're able to actually if you don't need players, you're able to make a ransom on these trades.
I mean, we saw the earlier trade. Actually, both of these trades had a first round pick going back for a second round pick, did they not?
Yeah.
Yep.
I will also mention, piggybacking on what you said, Patrick, there was a SMJHL State of the Union where they are actually bringing back fourth lines for this season.
Yeah, that was fun to wake up to.
Yeah, so fourth line, if you have enough space for it, you can use a fourth line. There's minimum 10 minutes per line, and the fourth line has to be matched up against the other fourth line. So you can't send your starters in against the fourth line and just kill them. So that's helpful. They also expanded it to allow 3 goalies. So all really helpful.
Yeah, which we haven't seen go yet, by the way. No goalies have gone. I'm not too surprised, because even though...
So goalie heavy these last few seasons.
Yeah, and even though you open it up to 3 goalies, there's still only so many games to start.
Yeah.
That it doesn't
I will say I ran 3 goalies last season. It was a complete accident that it happened. Picked up a a free agent who had traded in the middle of the season because my goalie had kind of got busy and disappeared, and I didn't want a person just waiting around, so picked them up. And the week that I picked them up, my goalie popped right back in the locker room.
Classic.
So I had to make sure all goalies got the minimum amount of starts, which would have been easy at the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
But at the end of the season, it was a nightmare, and I was stressing to make sure that FHM didn't just do FHM stuff and mess it up.
Let's see what this trade was.
Yes, it is ready.
And what's
So the trade was to Ottawa. They get season 90's Kelowna's second round pick and season 92 Kelowna's third round pick, and Kelowna gets the 30th overall pick of this draft.
So Kelowna trading in. Let's see who they...
And I do have somebody who would like to announce the pick. Well, never mind, they got busy. It's going to be Hannah Winters, user Alaska, which was another person that I was shocked dropped
Very surprising.
into the second. And I share a lot of different Discords with Alaska, and they were actually the only user, which this should have made them a first round pick, only user to win a pizza party this season.
And for those who don't know, Alaska's co-GM of Edmonton.
In
The same Edmonton that
SHL.
has won like 30 cups in a row.
They didn't even win the last one.
Still, they're strong. They
They
didn't
put-
win, so we called them
they're-
quits.
They're a pretty good team.
But yeah, so honestly, great team, a great player, great user, and you got very lucky, Patrick.
Yeah, and it was funny. As soon as I drafted Alaska, the first DM I received was from Pyro, Pyro Apaka, who was the Kelowna GM I took over for. And all they said was, "Are you just keep on, stockpiling GMs in Kelowna?" Because they're still there. And then I also have Rankle, who I drafted earlier, and then Alaska, so I just keep grabbing GMs.
Never go wrong grabbing a GM though.
No,
Continuing on.
they're all there for when I get fired.
Continuing on, we have the Newfoundland Berserkers with pick number 31.
Yeah.
And Newfoundland selects Victor Bellinger, user Pokemoji, a first-gen user. If my math is correct, that's the 10th first-gen user of the draft, but my math might be wrong.
It was not keeping track. I have not been keeping track of that. I would believe you've told me.
I've been doing a bad job of keeping track.
It feels like
I'm,
more.
I'm
but
definitely off by one, and I don't know if that one is like one extra recreate or one extra new gen, because I only have 30 tallies marked on my sheet.
It
This is
feels
pick
like
31.
I feel like we've had more than 10 first gens.
If we did,
Right.
it would be 11. So
It looks like 12.
I might really be bad at counting.
I'm just doing it off of vibes, though. That's total.
Continuing on, or do you have anything to say? Where did you get the chance to talk to them, Patch?
I did not get a chance to talk about leave.
Unfortunate. Let's continue on.
Yeah, I
We
think
have Vancouver with the first back-to-back picks of the draft. They're rounding off round 2 and starting off for round 3 with their 2 picks. So let's see what they go with.
you're just gonna say about the Newfoundland pick. That was their second pick of the draft, and both of their picks have been first gens.
So clear what they're going for. Newfoundland was one of the more recent teams that had to take over. Was it Ocho and I think it was Raj at the time?
Joan Raj, yep.
And I think Raj moved on to other things. But Ocho kind of fully rebuilt that locker room from the ground up, that locker room war room. So I can definitely understand going for newer users to kind of build up that new culture, get that new activity, fresh blood in the team.
I was
So-
on Newfoundland with my last player, Rosenthal. My goaltending failures in the playoffs started there.
Me too. My failure started in front of Rosenthal, though.
Let's see who Vancouver selects, though. So with their 32nd pick, or the 32nd overall pick, Vancouver selects Cameron Poe, user Wearing a Bear, a recreate. Once again, buying into the theory of they got the new gens they wanted. They're looking for some recreate, some vets to fill the locker room. Are either of you familiar with Wearing a Bear?
Their last player played for Philly for a very long time, I believe. I believe they were Lodbrok? Abba Lodbrok? I could be wrong
Yep.
on that.
That's right. I think that the most interesting thing to me here is the build is super balanced.
Yeah, I was going to say
Strengths and weaknesses are basically exactly the same.
You see that a lot, though. Some people just want to have a very level build, and then sometimes you'll see people that just go everything into offense, which I think is the most smart build you can have. Moving on, though, we have pick number 33 going once again to Vancouver.
This is someone else.
Getting into the third round.
Yeah.
This pick is funny because it looks like, just based on the sheet, that it has been traded like 4 times, and somehow Vancouver ended up with their own pick back after 4 different trades.
And are we getting some live commentary from Patrick Jr.? And as Patrick mutes, Vancouver selects Jay Quellen, user Yeti Taz. Another recreate user. I'm not personally familiar with Yeti.
Yeti was in my no. I can't remember if they were in the 79 class with me or if they were in the 62.
They were.
Okay,
They
it
were
was
in
79.
the
They
79.
went first overall in the J, I think, before.
Yeah, they were super active in the J. Was highly touted, I think, coming into the SHL. Wasn't a huge. I don't know that their last player got to 2K, but they were certainly very active. Like
I don't think they
wonderful
actually.
J player.
I don't think they actually made the SHL. I think they went inactive before they got to the SHL, but if I remember correctly, they hit the caps for the J.
Did they
But
get
yeah.
drafted to Edmonton while Hip
Yeah.
was the GM? I think.
Yeah, I think they were like last pick of the first round or something in the SHL, but they were a
Yeah.
very active first gen the first time around, but
So-
first overall in the J. So this is a surprise to fall this far, to be honest.
Small correction. So I'm a Newbie, their previous player, they went pick 16 to Newfoundland, and they went pick 30 to Edmonton in the SHL.
Oh, they went at the end of the first round.
Yes.
And I
Okay,
absolutely
so-
love their name.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought they dropped to the end of the first round for their SHL draft. But yeah, I think I had them first in my mock draft. Possibly.
But yeah, I mean, they're getting back into the league, it seems like. I remember seeing them in the prospect tournament quite a bit. They were scoring a lot of goals. Not that it matters, but it's going to be interesting to see how they do in Vancouver. As you know, they have a lot of first-gen users going early, and now they have a lot of recreates, so it's going to be an interesting kind of mix. Next up, we have Ottawa on the clock with pick number 34. And there's still some really good users
Yeah.
that I'm really shocked about that are still on the clock, or like on the draft doc. I don't know what they call it.
Yeah, on the board. Like, I was surprised when I was, like, still there at, like, 28. And so I didn't realize just, like, how many people were still there as well. And I'm like, this is crazy.
It is crazy. And what's crazy is that there's still a ton of first-gen users. We've only hit 10 so far. So let's see who
Yeah.
Ottawa selects. Ottawa selects Yeti, user Baby GM.
That's Hodor. No, sorry, that was his last player.
This is a great user. I am shocked that they fallen this low.
Yes.
They are the head of the fantasy.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I'm remembering correctly.
Yes, they are.
Also, member
Really,
of head
anyone who's
office.
a head of a department, you have to be passionate about what you do, about the league. So this is honestly a steal for Ottawa.
Their last player, Hordor, is the leading shot blocker of the SHL as well.
All time, yeah. They're a member of head office as well. There were 4 members of SHL head office in this draft, and that's all 4 drafted now.
That's what being an HO does to you, kids. Stay away from it. They'll chew you up and spit you out.
Just be a simmer.
I'm kidding. But huge steal. And now we're going over to Colorado with the second back-to-back picks of the draft. It's going to be interesting to see who they go for. As we mentioned earlier, there's still some great picks. Some great users that are on the board still. So it's going to be interesting to see if Colorado snaps them up. Colorado selects Mikko Rashford IV. User Rashford. Recreate. Another one of these surprising that they've dropped this low. Rashford is a current GM, if I'm remembering correct, right?
Denver.
Yes, Denver.
I swear I'm also a GM. I know these things.
Expansion GM. Founded the Denver Glacier Guardians.
But yeah, Rashford, you know he's going to hit 425 TP. You know he's going to be active, talking to the rookies. Great pick here by Colorado.
I think this one, Rashford's a great user, and on the surface you look at it and go, why did they fall so low? With Rashford and any SHL GM, there's always that concern of not getting the full 4 seasons out of the player.
Well,
and I think in some talks they've mentioned that might be the case.
I think even before this one, I mean, Rashford's only had one SHL player, which was the first Mikko Rashford, and he's retired 2 in fairly quick succession, who I think have had pretty good J careers, but I don't know if they even got the full 4 years there, because I think he's trying to get a player who aligns well with Denver's window. So you've had some
So
early
there's some
retirements.
inherent risk with picking Rashford. This is what we're kind of alluding to then, huh?
I think that's just the reason why he fell a bit more than
in the J, right? To activity and like bringing that to the locker room is really important, especially in a class that's this large. Like, and I love Rash, but he's a GM in the SHL. He's a manager in the SSL. He's a dad. Like, there's a lot of contributing factors. Like, Rashford, the person, is awesome. Rashford, the player, is going to be great for Colorado. But if Colorado, or if other teams are looking at their list and are like, I want somebody who's going to bring a ton of activity, you might not get that from Rash, which is a fair consideration.
And any time you're drafting, you're looking at the overall picture of it. So if there's ever a concern that you're not getting the full 4 seasons, then that does kind of lower where you want to pick them at. Because first and second, in most of our classes are such a huge pick, and even more so in a big class. So that kind of is where it plays into when you're looking at it from a JGM's perspective.
Yeah, Rashford, when he was my GM in Winnipeg, one of the best GMs I've had. But from a counterpoint in the J perspective, that means he's going to put, as a GM in the SHL, he's going to put his team's needs first, as he should, which might mean the J loses a player early. So there's a bit of a risk there.
Totally fair points. Let's see who Colorado selected with their 36th pick. So their second pick in this back-to-back. Their second pick of the draft.
Yeah, I think they're here, actually, in the chat.
Colorado selects Alex Taylor, user Gonthor, first-gen user. So they're in the chat.
There.
If you're in the chat, say hello.
Number one chatter.
I have
with the,
seen them in the chat a couple times.
I see
If
this.
they got the little-
They're the number one chatter. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are killing it in the chat.
No charge.
But yeah, congrats. Colorado is a great team. Great GM.
Sorry. Don't worry, that's just
And
my sound effects.
Let's continue on. Next up, we have St. Louis with pick number 37.
Sorry, I'm trying to make sure my iPad doesn't die here, because that's where I've got the YouTube chats up on my iPad, but I only realized like an hour before the draft that it was completely dead, so it only got an hour of charging, and it's not very charged. Alright, St. Louis.
Yeah, so St. Louis is up next with pick number 37. Oh, looks like the pick is in. They select Slick McMitzy, user Anna Ross Johnson fan, 44, first gen user. I love these long names, or long usernames.
At least we're doing short, compact player names, which, as a broadcaster, I love.
I assume that's Ross Johnson from Anaheim. Does that feel right?
Yes.
That is what it seems like. But I know everything. I know all of the letters in the image here are capitalized, but their actual username just has the A and A capitalized, and then Ross Johnston capitalized like a name would be. So no idea who Ross Johnston is, but
The player in Anaheim.
on the Ducks or like a different sport.
Yeah.
He's a 32-year-old power forward, that looks like.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
then.
Power 4 is in hockey?
Good looking guy. Nice mustache.
Okay.
Never heard of this guy.
Moving on, we have Carolina up next with pick number 38. Carolina, they haven't really had as many picks. They've traded out, it looks like, twice.
Yeah, they traded out the pick immediately after I was taken. I think they traded that one to Detroit, and they
Yes.
They also traded a pick out to Vancouver, pick 22.
Yeah, so they've traded
Yes.
22, 29, 33, and 45 out. But they've got 2 firsts, a third, and a fourth back for those picks. So that feels like a pretty good haul.
definitely.
But let's see who they select. They select Yan McIntyre, user Main 1994, first gen user. Is that McIntyre or McIntyre?
I'd say McIntyre, but
McIntyre.
That's an interesting build they got there. 15 passing. So you kind of got an idea of what that player is going for with their player, or that user's going for with their player. More assist focus than scoring, which is always great to see in the J.
It's good on the right wing too. I think we found that kind of playmakers on the right hand side are generally pretty good.
Moving on, we got Main Timber up next with pick number 39. The pick is in. Main selects Siegfried Laugelhis. User Gobbles. Recreate. I'm not personally familiar with this user. How about you, Patrick?
I am not, unfortunately.
yeah, I'm not either as a recreate. I don't recognize the name for a recreate.
With Finn, though, you know, these players, they could be like long time old players that. It
At
says
first, when I first saw them create, I thought it said Gibbles, previous user.
this is saying that they're a recreate, but I'm not
Yeah,
seeing
they're
it.
their first player was in season 46, so they have not been in the league since like the portal started. This will be their first player with the portal.
I see. That's why it's confusing to me. Okay.
They should show up in like historical players on the portal.
Yeah, so drafted in the season 45 J draft, first round, 4th overall pick to Detroit, and then subsequently spent a number of years in Hamilton after being a 9th overall pick in the SHL draft.
I gotcha.
So high draft pedigree from before the portal existed.
And but that also means that they're coming back after quite a bit of a hiatus then. So
Which always goes one of two ways, right? Folks who were here before the portal come back and they're like, "Oh my God, this is so much easier than what we used to do." But also, people who have had breaks away understand that they have a life outside of the league.
let's continue on then. We have back Vancouver yet again.
Was this 6th pick? 7th pick? 7th pick.
It's a lot of picks.
I'm drafting, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's the 7th pick for the Whalers.
For Vancouver.
I almost called them
Let's
the Vandals.
Let's see who Vancouver selects here. They select Chase Newman, user Tide Pod God. Oh wait, a first gen user. I love the username Tide Pod God. I mean, I personally, I don't think I spoke to this person at all. But that's not to say that they're not good or that Shawnee and Shia didn't speak to them. I sadly just don't have much to say.
Yeah, this is another person that found us through YouTube recruiting. Was
Awesome.
Relatively active in the rookie draft class server.
Were they? I don't remember. I don't recognize the username.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a different.
I did not recognize either.
Maybe you have a different Discord username.
Honestly, I saw Tide Pod God and was like, that is the most hilarious username of all time, and it just stuck.
Moving on though, we got Yukon with pick number 41.
I'm glad when you tell me who's up next because it means I don't have to pull up the Discord to check who made the pick. Save me one less window I have to open every time I change it.
And in this case, you would have had a hard time because Yukon picked before they even got tagged.
Yeah.
Yukon had this pick in the chamber. Let's see what they had in mind here. Sam McCrae, user Sam McCrae, first gen user. Just based off the fact that Yukon they locked in this pick as fast as they did. This must be a hidden gem. An absolute steal. That's my headcanon. I am not too familiar with Sam, unfortunately. So let's just continue on. We do have a lot of picks to get through.
I feel like people whose player name is just their username are like the most boom or bust picks ever. They're either going to be like the best player or they're like...
They're Noxu's favorite. They're Noxu's favorite though, because then he doesn't have to remember whose player belongs to who.
No, I'll just say Sam McCurry, were they a forward again? But moving on though, we have San Diego title with pick 42 in the draft. Let's see what they go for. Who they go for. San Diego selects Butters Stotch, user Butters, first gen user.
100%. I 100% read that and thought it said Scotch.
Me too. I remember like looking up their player for, I think it was the prospect tournament. They signed up late for it, and I was looking for the player to give the simmer the profile, the build, and I looked up Scotch with a K, and I'm like, why isn't it here? I saw it like as I was typing it was like pre-filling, and I just started like pressing backspace, and then it showed up, and I was like, oh wait a minute, that just says Stotch.
Interestingly enough, this is a user that joined like 3 days ago, has already posted their deep dive. Is already doing Chirper every day. So we're here in the late third round, and you're picking up new gen like that. That's incredible.
It's a steal. But like most GMs, they didn't have the time to like fully look into every player. So
This
we're
is a
in
crazy
late
draft.
third round. There's going to be steals, right? So far, there's been almost 20 recreates and about 15 new gens now. So the new gens are going to start. We're going to start seeing them almost every pick, and a lot of them are going to be sleepers. And if you are active watching or active in the rookie chat right now, don't be down about going this slow.
This is a
I
crazy
think
draft.
I was
This
a
is
third round
crazy
pick.
draft.
Yeah, Patch was a third. Sim, weren't you also really late your first time around?
My first player was the SMJHL was much smaller. I went 38th, which was 5th round at the time.
Yeah, so I mean, you still have a very bright future even going this late. So let's continue on. We have Kelowna over here with pick number 43.
Who did I pick?
I don't remember.
Roman Lockwood, left defenseman user Zeke the Geek. Looked through. They did the interested prospect pool, and that's kind of where I was able to pick them up. And I'd seen that they started being active in the season 89 draft class Discord as well.
Nice. It's going to be exciting to get your official meeting with them, introduce them to the team. Let's continue on, though. We have Colorado up next with pick number 44. Colorado, this has been one of more an active draft class for them. They've had a lot of picks. Let's see who they select over here at 44. They select Hockey Junkie, user Hockey Junkie. For those who have been paying attention, listening along to us, you might notice that this is the same person that did the YouTube ad. So welcome to the SHL, Hockey Junkie. Congrats on going to Colorado. Colorado's a great team. They've had a great draft so far. So you're going to find yourself on a very solid team. And in a few seasons, you're going to be a very strong contender for the Cup if everyone on your team is earning well.
I noticed they have
Moving
one.
on.
They have 1
Yeah.
point in face-offs as a left winger, which is just fun. If your son ever gets thrown out of the draft, there you go. Or out of the draft, out of the face-off circle.
It does help. I mean, it makes you that much more likely to win if your center gets kicked out of the knot. Moving on, though, we have Detroit with pick number 45.
Yeah.
Oh, that's who their co-GM is. It's Zerg.
There you go.
I
So
don't know, I
made this
forgot
pick.
about them. Detroit selects Gavin McKenna, user Tony Mouse, a first-gen user. So we really are seeing all the first-gen users come out now. I am not too familiar with Tony.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many recreates there are even left. Because this was a big class, but it was a lot of first gens.
Mm-hmm.
And you had people like Nike who decided to recreate late.
Moving
Recreate
on.
late. I wanted to keep my player one more season.
Moving on, though, we have a trade alert.
Yes.
Colorado would be up next, but they traded that pick away. It looks like Quebec had a target they traded into the draft, and I can't read.
So they are sending for the 46 overall, which is this pick. They are sending Colorado next season's third round pick from QCC.
Yeah, Quebec had traded out before the start of the draft. They originally had 16th and 32nd, and they traded both of those earlier this week. But now they went back into the third round. Oh, there we go.
getting pinged in Vancouver. Why am I getting pinged in Vancouver? Oh, very old. I completely ignored it. The reason they pinged me way back was asking if they should go for Rashford.
That's a good pick. I don't know. But how about
let's
Quebec
see.
City?
Joe the
Let's see.
Fly, user JFV888, first gen user, was picked up by QCC.
So, given the fact that Quebec traded up to grab this player, I have very high hopes for them. Because they must have had great conversation with them. I'm not sure when this user joined, but they must be very fresh. And they must have left a really good impression on Gwen for them to do this trade.
I think the opening of fourth lines really wanted Quebec to jump back in.
Possibly. It's going to be interesting, though, to see how Quebec utilizes that fourth line. Because as we all know, in the J, Quebec is very dominant as far as tactics are concerned, but we've never really seen fourth line outside of IHF. So it's going to be interesting to see how they apply that in their... They happen to also have IHF expertise towards the J. Moving on, we have Newfoundland Berserkers, pick number 47. They select James Gagne, user JT Games 464, new gen user. Entering our 20th for new gen users so far this draft class. I'm personally not too familiar. How about you? Did you get a chance to talk to him at all, Patrick?
I did not.
Unfortunate. I fear that's kind of going to be the case for some people going forward, unless...
Yeah, but can we take a second to, like, admire the fact that we're almost done with the third round and no teams have passed yet?
Yeah, the fourth line definitely helps for that. And I'm hopeful that every player will find a team, even if it means getting a fifth line. Kidding. Imagine.
That's my nightmare scenario.
Continuing on, though, we're going back to Ottawa with pick number 48. Is it Ottawa?
Yeah. The last
read.
pick just...
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
it is.
didn't get up there.
No, I think, yeah. It's fine. This was...
Ottawa selects Yucha, user Yucha, first gen user.
47. I think we get out of sync here, right?
I just fixed it. There you go. Just missed putting Gagne in the sheet. You chose going 48th to Ottawa. This is right.
I screwed something up somewhere. Thank you, guys.
No worries, Nike. We all love you.
It's all good.
But Ottawa, really solid team, great GMs. You gotta love Raj. I think Raj is on Ottawa now, right? I think.
It's Sync and
I think Raj actually
Rex?
just stepped down.
Oh, Rex. Oh, he left. So, okay, Rex. Rex is still great. And Nestle Kronk, I think they were former Jade.
I think it's Rex
And
and
I was
Sync.
actually able to
No.
talk to this user.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sync's-
If you'll start to notice my pattern of who I was talking to based off needs, but they're a really good chat. It was mostly just asking questions about what to kind of do it, but they joined up because of Hockey Junkie as well.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
Um,
What's great, though, is, a lot of these fans from Hockey Junkie are passionate about hockey, and I genuinely hope from the bottom of my heart that the passion from people in SHL kind of rubs off on them, because you'll meet a lot of really cool people if you like give it the chance. You go talk in the locker rooms. There's dozens and dozens of people that are just really awesome.
So we got a chat here. We got Bennett Eggert asking what round do goalies usually get drafted, which is that's a tough one to answer.
It's a
I
tough
mean,
one.
Well, yeah, especially this season, because there was a run on goalies the last 2 seasons of a lot of goalies who had created. So a lot of teams are
They're
full on goalies, so it kind of hurts goalies' draft stock this season because of the addition of a third goalie and trying to appease 3 players as a GM kind of weighs heavy.
drafting a goalie was always usually a little lower. When I was a goalie last time, I think I went in the second round, but the class was much smaller, right? So this time the class is bigger.
Yeah.
And
You know,
there's been a lot of recent goalies.
Bigger,
So,
and we keep saying it, the fourth line also plays a factor into this as well.
yeah.
at the end of the day, goalie is just, it's hard. You can only have 2 per team. They increase it to 3 per team, but you really only need 1 to 2. So GMs are not prioritizing goalies
There's-
at all at
there's-
this point.
There's still only so many games for a goalie to play, right?
And
You never want to get pulled as a goalie, so you got one goalie playing the whole game. Whereas for forwards, you got 4 lines rolling. So
Yeah, if you just if you look into your little crystal ball, going back in time, like 4 seasons ago, or was it 3 seasons, or was it 2? There was like about 15 goalies in the
It was
draft.
2 seasons ago.
it was
2
the
seasons.
S80s
So-
7.
Like there's a lot of goalies right now in the SMJHL that I think Fleur even got called up early because he just physically couldn't fit on the Yukon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's just the harsh reality right now, where the J's just packed full of goalies, and you might be going later than you would hope.
Yeah.
But let's continue on.
I didn't mind slowing down for that conversation because the GMs are still also picking in the 4th round here, so
Yeah.
We could take a brief break if we'd like to.
Break me.
they're like just
would-
at the end
I
of the
would
4th
love-
round. If you
I
guys
would
want
love
to.
2 minutes just to run to the restroom.
All right,
Yeah.
let's give Nike a restroom break.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's take a short break, and we'll be back promptly.
I can mute us if we want, or
Yeah, we
can
might as well,
continue.
Mia.
Okay. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Hello. Back with the fourth round. Very short intermission, a little break. We'll let the GMs catch up because, as you know, or in case there's any rookies, new gen users who aren't familiar with how we do the draft here, we do a live draft where we give the GMs a 30-minute head start and then we kind of chase after them. And sometimes they take time. They do a lot of research. They do a lot of deliberation to do their picks.
Discussions
So-
for trading, too.
Yeah, the trades. There was a few trades so far. So let's, get started with the fourth round here.
Mm-hmm.
Kick off the fourth round. It is
Nevada.
Nevada. That's
Their first pick
tip
of the
my
draft.
tongue.
I believe that's the first pick of the draft for them.
And Nevada selects Henry Galloway, user Happy Times, the first gen user. Looking at the build, very offense heavy, puck handling, offensive read, no screening, no defense. That's a very similar build to what I would have rocked as a rookie. I love it.
Yeah, don't.
Moving on, we're going back to the Great Fall Grizzlies with pick number 50. So if we remember Great Falls, they picked at third overall. They picked up Schwartz at the time. So let's see who they select down at 50.
Yeah.
Great Fall Grizzlies select Bay August Street. Bay Augustine, user Cal Troy Red Flames. Cal is a user both Nike and I are very familiar with. They were on Chicago for quite a while. We love Cal.
Yeah, I mean, Cal spent the entirety of his last career as player Cal Juice in Chicago, obviously with Corey and Jess still lingering around the Chicago locker room every once in a while. Obviously, no Cal, so adding to their two folks recreating here in this draft, and the first goalie off the board.
Yes, pick 50.
That is a good note. I was keeping track of that. I missed it. So it's the person in chat. We might see goalies going soon.
I remember Cal's first player in a similar monster-sized draft. Season 39 SHL draft. I was an SHL GM at that point, I believe. I think that's right. Was it like Brady McIntyre, or was that Infidel? I don't remember. But
I feel like he was around before then. Am I crazy?
was it earlier than that? No.
But Brady McIntyre spent almost his whole career in Atlanta, right?
No, Atlanta didn't exist back then. Manhattan, I believe. I just started searching in Google as if that's going to tell me the answer. Does anyone have his portal?
The portal? I can look it up. I have it open.
You're right. Yeah, Brady McIntyre. Yeah.
Is Cal? Okay.
Yeah, it was drafted to Edmonton. Okay. Yeah.
I think he was drafted to Edmonton, but I feel like he played most of his career with Manhattan. But I might be mixing him up.
Yeah, he won the cup with Edmonton in '49.
Oh.
And was inducted to the Hall of Fame in '61 as a Blizzard.
All right. There you go. But yeah, I think he went fairly high in that draft.
Yeah, fourth overall.
Yeah,
And
I think
then
I like.
in Chicago, we selected him in the first round with his last player as well.
I was perfectly happy with the people I got in that draft, but I remember I wanted Cal, I think.
So yeah, Cal, great user. Honestly, a very big steal to get
Is
him
that the
in.
first goalie to go?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Which is why Cal went that low, honestly. Because he's a goalie. Continuing on, we got Maine Timber again. Let's see who they select. Maine Timber selects Araya Larami, user Melody Gearhart. Another first-gen user here. I don't have much information about them, sadly.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing them in the Discord. But again, they could have a completely different Discord username than they do site name.
And that does happen sometimes, but let's continue on. We're going back to Colorado. So Colorado having a great draft, a lot of picks here. And with the 52nd pick in the SMJHL draft, Colorado selects Soren Brown, user Nosso, first-gen user. With Cal going, that might have been the last recreate on the board. Of course,
there's another. I know there's another
fact.
goalie, Vin, who's a recreate, but.
Oh, Vin, okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's that many recreates left. I don't know much about Nosso.
Let's continue on. We're going back to St. Louis
Oh, this will be
with Jimmy. Jimmy had selected himself earlier in the second round.
Was that the last
who
pick he made? No, they drafted
No.
in the third.
Yeah. But let's see who they go for.
Yeah, we got a fun name for you to pronounce.
Yeah. St. Louis selects Thraxi Lamort, user the Texas Reaper. That wasn't too bad. Their first-gen user looks like they are more offensive-minded, which does make sense. They have no weaknesses, though. They only have one weakness, which is confusing.
I think it's hard to get it all in frame, and I keep missing the bottom, the second weakness that's listed in the copy paste.
But yeah,
Yeah, the name looked more confusing when there was uppercase and lowercase.
yeah.
It's like half uppercase. It's an interesting one. That's for
Rax II Lamort. But moving on, we're going back to Carolina with the 54th overall pick on the draft. And
yeah, I got a much easier one for you to pronounce this time.
Carolina selects Riley, user Riley Math, a first-gen user. This user actually kind of threw me off when they joined the rookie Discord.
Yes, because they joined with a different account.
Yeah, they
I
joined
saw
with their
that.
alt account, and I remember DMing them. I was like, "Hey, is that your friend? Like, or is that just like an alt you actually joined with?" He was like, "Oh yeah, that's my alt. Sorry about that."
It's funny because it was like almost identical, and then they just joined.
They had the exact same profile picture. One was named like Riley Meth. The other was Riley Meth. So, but that is an active user. Like they were responding on Discord. They were active. This is going to be a solid pick.
Yeah, this is a
Carolina
good pickup,
here.
I think. I don't know if they did the interested prospects. I was scrolling through today, and I didn't look at everyone, but I don't remember seeing a post from them, so maybe that's why they're a bit lower down.
That's definitely possible because there is a lot of people that are just brand new to sim leagues. They like a lot of people that I've been talking to. They weren't fully familiar with how sim leagues works, and we, as mentors,
normal.
you do your best to break down like how player tasks work, how to earn money, how that money is used to not only buy cards, because I know a few people here love cards, but to buy the trainings. And that's kind of how you max earn in your career. You have to make money from jobs or chirping and media and whatnot. So, yeah. Let's continue on, though. We're going back to Maine with the pick 55. They select Luke Jorgensen, user Barracuda. Recreate. This is another goalie.
Yeah, here
I don't-
comes the goalie run.
I don't recognize the username as a recreate. I'm not sure who their
Finn must.
previous players, but
But yeah, another goalie going for that person in chat that was kind of curious about it.
I imagine the username sounds like someone who's in the draft, so I expect they're waiting to see their own goaltender go, hopefully soon.
Yeah, this is another person coming back since before the portal existed. Prior player was kind of like a mid-tier depth player in Buffalo
Finn
in the
something
40s.
makes a lot of sense. That's when Finn was a GM of Buffalo.
Moving on, we are going to Anchorage. This is their first pick of the draft. The Anchorage Armada with pick number 56.
Yeah.
This is starting to make sense because I remember there being a lot of conversation in the rookie Discord about how no one got scouted by Anchorage.
Yeah.
We didn't have any picks.
Now it's finally clicking to me. Anchorage just didn't have any picks, and
It was it was similar with QCC.
there was this huge burst of activity at the very end, and it must be hard when you're like, okay guys, we're taking it easy this season, and then 3 days before the draft there's 80 people now instead of 30. So
Yep.
Anchorage selects Enzo Reaper, user Vin, a recreate, and yet again it is a goalie. So third goalie of the draft.
There's the run. It keeps going.
Now, what's the Vegas odds at? Is there going to be another goalie next up going to Yukon? Let's see. Will Yukon continue the goalie streak, or will they pick a boring skater?
Skaters are so last year.
And it looks like they went with a skater, a defender. Yukon selects David Sonka, user Ripple Luck. A recreate going this late.
Yeah, this is a player who's had, our users had like 4 players in the 40s and 50s, maybe the beginning of the 60s, but mostly like kind of J level players. You know, normally has had a player for 4 or 5 seasons and then is recreated. But I think originally was brought to the SHL by Oates, who was the co-GM in Seattle.
Seattle, yeah. He's one of the few people I know because we have to say GG to them every season when we lose to them in the playoffs. But that what I'm hearing though from you, Nike, is that this is a player that will do well in the J. At the very least, will likely max earn in the J. So pretty solid pick for Yukon here. There's a depth piece going this late in the is it the 4th still, yeah.
Yeah, and another recreate coming back and having their first player in the portal too, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of changes the complexion there.
Absolutely love Nike's knowledge of the league.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're such an old man, wrinkly.
Leave Nike alone. He's not wrinkly.
Balding, wrinkly.
Balding.
Balding, maybe. I don't know.
Let's continue on then with San Diego with the 58th overall pick, selecting Shandora, user Dulio05, first gen goalie. Was that who was in chat earlier?
No, I don't think
No.
so.
Are you still here? Who's doing? I'm scrolling through chat.
Let me see. It was like
Bennett. It was Bennett that asked us.
Yes.
But since that
Bennett
is likely
Eggert.
real
I knew there was
name,
an egg.
we don't know if this is Bennett or not. But congrats to Shandora.
I don't
First new gen goalie to go.
I'm really surprised actually at their first gen because I recognized Duilio from the ISFL. I think they definitely used to be the Baltimore GM there. That would have been a long time ago. But I'm surprised they never tried to join at any other point. With
If they were a
with
GM in a
affiliates
different
and
league,
stuff.
this is a pretty good pickup. Because what you typically see is these like GMs from other leagues have really great connections. They know good users who are coming to the league, so that's like a big help in scouting. Even if they don't actively DM people, they can just say, "Oh, that guy was from so and so on this team." Continuing forward, we're going back to Kelowna with pick number 59.
Yay! Kelowna's back.
And let's see who Kelowna selects.
Andrew Gaines, user Domino. Saw them in rookie chat, wasn't able to scout them, but I just thought it said Domino's, and I was like, oh, perfect for a pizza party.
How about we tell the rookies in chat what the pizza parties are?
So the pizza parties are during my live sims. I usually do commentary on them in the SHL. And basically, I'll pick 4 games that sim that are live sims. And if you pick the winner and the score right, you win a free pizza. Only one has won it this season.
Last season.
Well, the way my brain works. New season doesn't start until tomorrow.
But let's continue on then. We're going over to Ottawa, who doesn't seem to be updating their own personal draft board, and I think they're skipping.
No, they made a pick.
No, they.
Here?
I think they made the pick, or they traded. I believe.
I made a mistake. They did make a pick.
Yes, they picked.
Yeah, this is we're not at. I know what you're looking at, and we're not at the thing yet.
Sorry.
And it's fine. They make this pick.
But let's go with it. Ottawa selects Tyler Klein, user the Cooler Tyler, first gen user, to goalie again.
I feel bad for the other Tyler.
And I see you're in chat still, Bennett. Bennett, what's your user, or what's your player's name?
I feel like I saw their user. I think it's similar, but I don't have enough tabs to open more boards.
Fanto in chat says the other Tyler is the worst.
The other Tyler is the worst.
See, but this Tyler is cooler. The other Tyler is hotter. Which would you rather be?
Gaunter is in chat asking who
Hotter? Did you say hotter? Like temperature wise?
Well, maybe not temperature wise, but visually.
Egbert 1899. I'll keep an eye on that. If any GMs
that are watching, goalie.
Patrick's furiously writing this down.
Let's get them. What are we doing?
That takes me back though. I don't know if you remember it, Sim.
This happens. It happens like every year.
The last time we were together, Sim, I think it was in the draft, the very last pick of the J draft. The guy was active in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, I definitely remember seeing some people. Like, it happens a lot. The draft is a big thing, so showing up to see it, it's like, yeah. I did very similar the first time. Obviously, we didn't have YouTube stuff back then. It wasn't live streamed. It was posted on the forums. GMs would make a post in the draft thread.
It was chiseled on a rock.
Pretty much. And everyone would just be chatting in there. But I remember, like, I joined, and then, like, the week before the draft, and then I came back, like, a week later, like, the day of the draft. And I just, like, posted a media and then showed up. So, like,
I remember.
It can just be, like, it can be so easy to just, like, come back for the draft and be like, oh, yeah, let's go.
Both my SMJHL and SHL draft, I believe I was like just in the middle of the city because I often do soccer on the weekends. So I would just completely not be present for the draft, and then I would just be like checking my phone as I'm like walking around the city, just like desperate, like, oh, did I get picked yet? Did I get picked yet? And then I would get a DM from the GM like with the invite. And I'm like, oh my god, I went this early, whatever. So it was really really fun for me when I was a new user.
Yeah. GMs are moving a bit, so we got the next one. Then we can sort out all of
Let's
it.
continue on. We're going back to Nevada with the what pick is
80,
this?
no, 50, no, 61? 61.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Pick number 61 with Nevada. They select Casper Wingelberg. User B Miller 186.
It's always great to draft a wing with wing in their name.
Yeah, definitely. My answer to you, Bennett, in chat. My favorite European club is Real Madrid. My best friend supports Barcelona, so it's always a fun little rivalry we have.
Okay, so now we're at this Ottawa pick. Now, things slowed down a bit here because there was a bit of a mistake, but
Did they?
they picked someone.
traded.
They picked someone who was already taken, and then said, "Okay, we're gonna trade." And so they said,
I have done a double pick and immediately passed after that. So to UConn, they're going to get this pick, which is 62nd overall. Ottawa will get UConn's 4th and 6th in season 89.
Sim, can we go back to the trade alert card?
"You want to play your horn?"
Gotta hit the horn. There.
Okay, thank you. I completely missed that.
You're too slow on the draw.
I was not paying attention to that.
Yeah, so
Let's-
Ottawa tried to pick someone, realized they were already taken, traded the pick.
Failed.
So now we got Yukon. I almost said new. There's not even a new.
UConn, with their freshly acquired 62nd overall pick, acquire Boris, a user Boris, a first-gen user.
UConn was actually hunting for picks starting in this round, so they had their eye on this player. So one of those things that you see somebody following, and then you're like, "Let me jump in there real quick."
Moving on, we're going over to Newfoundland with
There's
pick
the new.
63rd overall.
Yeah.
Newfoundland selects Shimmy, Shake, Hip Check, Lacrosse the 4th.
More. It is,
Striker 301.
it is cut off. I don't have.
It is very cut off.
There you go. Let me just drag it out here.
I don't really like this username for the sim. It's very long, and the apostrophes, I'm scared will break it.
But you can't see when you score a goal, like how many they've had that, or their full name, or how
No,
many they've had. It kills me.
No, what I'm worried about is the apostrophes
Oh yeah.
breaking the way the thing is set up. The J is so fragile.
Yeah.
Moving on, though, we're going back to Anchorage with pick number 64.
I'm glad you said that because I immediately forgot who I just looked at who made the pick.
Which I believe this is Anchorage's second pick, and
Yeah, the first pick was not that long ago.
I know. Anchorage selects Greg Booze, user gbooze24, first gen user. Greg's he was active. He's a really cool guy. I actually talked to him a little bit. He asked me some questions about the league. I'm excited to see that he actually went to Anchorage. I hope he has a good time there.
Yeah. Why is Fanto's asking why are you using our old logo? Is this the old Yukon logo? I asked if there were any logo changes recently, and I was told there weren't. This is
We're
not my
using the
fault.
old Yukon logo because we hate Yukon.
Is it the old Yukon logo? I mean, Fanto says yum 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 every time Yukon makes a pick, so I think it's Yukon.
If it is the old logo, we will look to get it changed for the next draft. And you have my full permission. It's actually Shawnee's fault. So you should go harass Shawnee. Fanto.
That's a great call.
Oh wait, Shawnee just joined the call. He has something to say to you, Fanto. Actually, I'm not gonna do it. Should I do it? Should I do it?
I have no sound, by the way.
No.
I have
Okay.
no Discord audio because streamer mode's on, obviously. So I genuinely had no idea if Shawnee had actually joined the call or not.
Oh, okay. No, I have a Shawnee voice bite.
Oh,
Vancouver server of him saying "F you."
You got a little soundboard. The GMs are moving along here, so I think we can keep going. They're into round 6. We can take a
is
break.
there anybody else in chat that hasn't been drafted yet?
Yeah,
I saw
we're still
someone
looking.
else. I saw someone else say
Put your
earlier.
username out there so the GMs know.
I saw Andre at 2634 earlier asked, is anyone asking something about who in EU has their son already almost out? So
Wait, what
I
time
think
is it
the-
right now? It's 10:52.
Almost 11 o'clock on the eastern side.
if it's 11 o'clock here, that means it's
It's like 5.
Ants,
4
they'll
a.m.
keep
4 a.m.
going
for
until everybody that is drafted. So put your name if you have not been drafted. So GMs.
yeah, it should be 4 a.m. for UK, it's 5 for Central Europe, and then
Yeah.
if you go all the way over to like Eastern Europe, I think there's another time zone there.
Yeah, it's gonna be 6 there.
Yeah, so we can keep moving here. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Get through the
We-
5th
GMs are getting
round.
fixed in, thankfully, so we can continue on with it.
Back to
Took a little
Vancouver.
short break there at the end of 64. So now we're going to the start of the 5th round over to Vancouver, and they select Hack Stemholivski. These are Puke first gen user. I'm getting tired.
This is a long one. We're in it for the long haul.
Stim
It is a long one.
Havalitsky.
Username Puke. Interesting name, but welcome to Vancouver. Excited to get to meet you. Let's continue on now. We're going over to Great Falls.
Yes. What I told Shawnee, like when I first joined this team, I was like, I told Yurt. It was Yurt before Shawnee was there. I was like, I'm gonna try and figure out how to make this streaming system better. How I can need less windows, and I couldn't do it. I did nothing. I didn't figure it out. All right,
It is a lot.
it's a lot
It
of
is a lot.
switching. You gotta like copy the team page to change the background, and
I don't
Yeah.
think anyone like fully understands how much like work gets put in the back end by both Sim and Nike here. Basically, people doing OBS and sheets. It's a lot.
the people who
And-
make this sheet in the first place. Shawnee copies
Yeah.
an old one, but Seven had to fix it. And yeah, I got the sheet. I got the trade sheet. I have 3 different browsers open. I'm using all of Edge, Chrome, and Firefox. I've got 3 Notepad windows and 2 File Explorer windows. So it takes me a second sometimes to switch the card.
Definitely.
But
But Great Fall Grizzlies, they select Luke Early. Username Erlin. First gen user. Luke did not go early this draft. But congrats going to Great Falls. You are joining a very stacked team with some honestly amazing users. So if you are active, I am sure you're going to have a great time there. Continuing on, we are going to Detroit with probably one of the best picks of this draft. Pick 6-7.
Oh. I was like, I don't recognize this user. I guess this is a steal. You're just talking about the 6-7.
And Detroit selects Jax Fellner, user Jax Fell 3, a first-gen user.
Oh, that's 16 strength. No one's taking the puck from
Damn,
them.
you're strong. A left wing with no getting open. I am excited for this. You're just gonna hit people. You don't need to be open. But welcome to Detroit. Moving on, we're going back to Colorado.
Sorry, I chuckled
Isn't
at this name.
69 the best pick? That is a good pick. That's a good point, Gonther.
That's why that's the pick everyone loved. Everyone wanted pick 69. Now there's this Gen Z thing with the 6-7, and it's like, I don't know.
I think like Nike, despite being like more boomerish, is also a very big fan of 6-7. Like he always talks about it with me. And
We'll literally ban you right now. I'll kick you out of every locker room I'm a part of.
That's not nice.
Hi, Rashford. 69 is too worse. Exactly. But we're on 68 right now, and at 68, Colorado selects Winnie, user Hoods 91.
The former Premier of Ontario joining the league.
Kathleen Wynne right there. Now, Rashford apparently knows Hoods, or he's just very excited to be here.
Is this Rashford's team now?
I think Hoods was brought in by Rashford, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's interesting. So this might be a little sneaky steal
Yes.
here, down at 68.
Yes, Rashford is the recruiter for Hoods.
You recruited him. Wow. Okay. Well,
Ooh.
I guess that's exciting.
Colorado getting some knowledge.
Moving on, we're going over to St. Louis with the highly esteemed pick 69. Let's see what Jimmy did with this pick.
Yeah.
St. Louis selects Antti Pettinen, user Game Night, first gen user. I sadly don't know much, but it is a goalie. And I'm just going to see it once again. If any GMs are listening, the user in our YouTube chat that is also a goalie that is talking that you definitely should pick is Bennett Eggert.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the name right there. Keeping an eye out for that every time. I don't know if Andre earlier said it was 4:53 a.m. here. I don't know if Andre has a player that we're waiting to see drafted as well.
Let me look up on the portal if there's any people, named Andre in season 89.
They're here at 5 a.m. I gotta imagine they're waiting to see their player get drafted here.
I don't see anyone named Andre, so if you're in chat still, Andre, let us know what your player's name was. But let's continue on here.
What am I trying to do? I need to change.
I'm losing my mind. We're going over to pick number 70 with Carolina Kraken.
Yes, we are.
And Carolina selects Luca Dominiani.
Yanni?
User Lukanen. Lukeen. First gen user. Winger. Solid pick.
Yeah, that one took me a second to figure out how to pronounce too. I was reading it and I was like, there's letters that don't make it seem like you initially think.
And continuing on, we got a trade alert.
Do we really? Oh my god.
At pick number 71. We got Vancouver trading in, and I can't read it, so...
It's the season 93 fourth from Vancouver to Maine, and Maine is giving them the 71st overall pick.
So it's a relatively even trade. Like
Yeah, I was no, 'cause I was interested in Patrick's point of view as a JGM. Like in a class like this, that there are a lot more dart throws. Is that generally good value for main? Is it?
It's great value for Bane, and I think this was done because Vancouver just wanted to go to sleep. Because as soon as they traded it, Shawnee said goodnight.
No, Vancouver traded for the pick.
Oh, Vancouver traded for the pick.
I mean,
Yeah, I
it
was
is
just
entirely
curious.
possible that Maine was just looking to trade out.
Yeah, this is it's a bit of an interesting one because some of the other ones, we saw the earlier trade, I think, in the end of the 4th round, where it was a 4th for a 4th, but you were trading a very late 4th for a 4th that could be earlier.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say that another draft is going to be as deep as this. So trading, well, you're trading a 5th for a 4th, so.
But as a GM, you get to a point where you don't really have anybody that you're after, and you're just getting a pick back for whatever value you can get it.
Yeah, and like in this case, you're getting a round up. I was thinking it was in the same round, but they got a 4th.
Yeah, no.
For a 5th.
Maine did
so.
win, but like it's entirely possible that this is a user that just created and Shawnee or Sheamus somehow got a hold of them, talked to them, and are like, wow, this is a steal here, and that they want to trade in for it. So that's always on the board with these like super late trading in picks, because usually you wouldn't even bother.
Andre answered earlier, by the way. Andre's player was already picked. They're just hanging out. They were Sol
Well, we're
Rivas,
glad to have you in
who was
chat.
13th overall.
Oh shoot!
Carolina.
And I'm very sorry, I did not even realize. Oh,
Well, they're
Sol
username's
Rivas.
different.
We were talking earlier.
Username
I did not
and
know that was
Discord
you.
are different.
I see.
We got
Let's
Vancouver's
continue
pick
on
now.
then. Oh, did we not say it yet? Vancouver, with their traded in pick. Billy Price, user Jaja Binks, a first gen user. I love that username, Jaja Binks. Another goalie going.
Yeah, another one gone. But Bennett is hoping. Bennett said he had good chats with Gwen, so hoping for QCC, where they're here at 80.
That would be huge. Free cup win if you go to QCC. I'll sneak down there. But let's continue on. We're going back to Anchorage. I think this is Anchorage's 3rd pick of the draft.
Yeah.
And Anchorage, with the 72nd overall pick in the draft, selects Tommy Gimmidome, user Tom2162.
Your guess was as good as mine there. Gimmidome or Gimme Dome?
My
couldn't
immediate
tell you.
reaction, like my gut feeling was, I don't know if you watched.
Yes,
Timmy
Doug
Turner,
Dimmadome. Fairly Odd
Yeah.
Parents, yeah.
So that was like what I was going for.
Yeah. I just saw the word, like, gimme, which is, like, that's just a word, so I don't know. There's 50-50 on that one.
Continuing on here, we have Carolina coming in at pick 73.
Yes, I have to change the card background. Do we have any trades coming up at any point in time that I gotta be aware of?
I've been trying to keep
I
track
don't-
of it.
I don't
There is
think
one
so.
more trade.
There's
one more trade.
one more.
Not this pick, though.
No. You'll hear. You'll hear.
I gotta put the thing up for you.
Carolina select Lux Fair, a goalie, first gen. Not much for me to say here. I'm not too familiar with them, but you know, as we approach the end of the draft, these GMs are going to be starting to select the goalies, just to fill up that 3rd goalie slot on their roster.
Yeah, that's 7 now, so almost up to 10 goalies.
That was the 8th goalie.
That's 8 now, almost up to 10 goalies.
I have a pen and paper in front of me, and I'm doing my best to count. I'm not that good at counting, though. So I've missed a few.
No, you got it right. I just missed Cal because he was so far up.
Yeah.
So far up at 50.
So let's continue on with our picks.
Yeah.
We just hit that. Now we're doing this. San Diego with pick 74 selects Ryan Blackwood, user Wallen. First gen user, left wing forward. I don't have much to say, so let's continue on. Detroit is up next with pick 75.
Yeah, I don't recognize most of the names going here.
I recognize one of them.
I do recognize one of them coming up, but I don't recognize some
At
here.
pick 75, Detroit selects Martin York, user Aram, first gen, a forward.
Yeah, not got much to say about that one.
Not much
Another
to
winger
say.
with a point in face-offs.
I see that they're talking about some European football here, talking about AC Milan. It's a great team. I wish Italy showed up more, like Italian clubs showed up more in the Champions League. Let's continue on, though.
Thunder
Up
Bay.
next, we're going to Thunder Bay
How many
with pick
picks?
76.
Have they had a pick in a while? No, right? I think I was their last pick. I don't think they've had a pick since they drafted me.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Well,
And
uh,
at pick 76, which is the opposite of 6-7 for any of those at home keeping track, Thunder Bay selects Bennett Edgar, user Egbert, 1899.
there you
So,
go.
congrats to Bennett in chat.
Oh, those are
You're-
reflexes. God damn. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, congrats.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
continue on, though. We
Thunder
have
Bay?
a lot to do.
Joining
But I
me in
will
Thunder
say,
Bay?
though,
We got a lot to do,
this
but
is,
we can.
this is a big steal. For someone still active in chat,
Yes, to get
Like-
them.
with us basically begging the GMs, like, please pick this person, they're active. So congrats, Bennett. You're gonna have a great time over there in Thunder Bay. The GM's great. I love Yosh.
I will.
let's,
I will see you there.
Continue on. Next up, we have Nevada yet again, coming with pick 77. And Nevada,
Keep dragging that
Select.
out.
the 77th pick. Carl Charist, user Dag Host Inside, first gen user, left wing.
The ghost inside, maybe.
To Ghost, not Dag Host. That makes a lot of sense.
I was with you on Dag Host the first time. I was
Ghost.
fully there. No, I was
I-
like, yeah.
And next up, we have pick number 78, but this is also our first pass of the draft. Team finally tapped out. They have a full roster. They are calling it quits. And up next, we have Newfoundland
That's-
Berserkers with pick 79.
Oh yeah, who passed?
I don't know. Whoever pick 78 was.
That's Ottawa. Ottawa's done.
Oh. Sheet's broken. Hold on.
Did it run out of? Is it missing like
But
a?
yeah, I mean, as we're ending or approaching end of the draft, a lot of teams are now filled with rookies, so they just have to tap out. There's just no room.
Yeah, even with the 3 lines.
The 4 line.
That's the number that I
4
meant to
line,
say.
3 goalies. When you're drafting like 6 players in a draft, it really adds up. So
Oh,
All right, sheet is fixed. I got it.
perfect.
perfect. So let's see who Newfoundland selects then with their 79th overall pick. They select Rocky Steiner, user Charlie Guinera, goalie.
That's what I did too. I thought it was Rocky, but it's Rocker. Rocker Steiner.
Oh, Rocker Steiner.
I thought it was Rocky too, and then I'm like looking at the drop down in the sheet, and I'm like, that's not what it said.
And next up, I kind of mentioned earlier, there's some teams that are starting to tap out. That's not the case for Quebec, because
Well, they had this pick already.
well, it's a bit interesting because it. Do you want to do the trade alert first, or do you want to do it after?
Well, they had 80 already.
Yeah, so let's just go in.
You let the cat out of the bag now. You might as well announce the trade.
What
Yeah,
trade?
There you go, do it. Get your horn out.
Trade alerts. Just in the sake of there being a back-to-back, and talking about a back-to-back. Quebec traded in to pick number 81, and I can't read it.
Vancouver gets their Quebec's S89 sixth. So a sixth for a sixth, but this is a end of the round sixth for probably an earlier pick.
And that means Quebec
no.
has a back-to-back.
No, that's the... Wait, what? No, it's a first... I don't know. There's a sixth for a sixth. I think this is bad value for... I don't think we're going to get to the sixth round in the next draft, to be
It's
honest.
really bad value for Vancouver when they go to pick in the sixth round in the season 9 draft.
Yeah, and it's Quebec's pick, and it'll be last pick because they won the cup again.
But Quebec, with the pick 80, selects Tobias Forge, user John Waite. First gen user. And next up, this is the pick that Quebec traded for, pick number 81.
Now I know why they traded for it.
Is it because they're French? Quebec selects Alexandre Dubois, user Le Poulet Maquis. No, Magie.
Do you want me to do this one?
They select the Chicken Magic.
The Magic Chicken. Alexandre Dubois, Le Poulet Magique.
Look at this guy speaking French.
Someone call Shawnee to pronounce that one.
Yeah, hilarious that Shawnee trades that pick, and that's exactly the kind of person Shawnee should draft.
Next up, though, we have yet another back-to-back, this time in the hands of Detroit.
This is really weird that anyone has already traded for picks in this round. When did Detroit trade for a sixth round pick?
It might have been like previous meme trades.
This draft would have been like 3 rounds 5 days ago. And now suddenly Detroit's got back-to-back sixth round pick value?
I didn't know that you could trade picks past the 5th round.
Well, we can
That
trade
was
picks
allowed.
all the way to the 10th round.
Oh, is that what it is in the J? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Detroit's got their picks.
The J rolls like that, man. At pick number 82, Detroit selects Wender Jean, user Wenvy, a first-gen user. Continuing on with the second pick in his back-to-back with pick number 83, Detroit selects Cohen Williams, user Cohen Hockey 97, another first-gen user. And I will say, we don't have much information for a lot of these first-gen users, partly because we're trying to go fast, we're not looking at the forum as much. But a lot of these people are coming from YouTube ads. They are coming from like an inherent hockey interest. And if GMs, if you're able to capture that love for the game, you're going to find a lot of success with these rookies.
Yeah,
So,
it's in a lot of the gamble section here, which can... I mean, it's a gamble, but you can win well with a gamble. You know, you never know when some of these players who are maybe struggling to figure it out at first might show up, and you might be able to get them to click with it and figure out how it works, and it's a great pickup. But that's one where it's kind of just a guess of someone who maybe hasn't done tasks or hasn't really chatted in the rookie Discord or anything, so you're just kind of hoping that you can help them figure it out.
And to answer your question, Nike, we're kind of like still very close to the GMs.
Yeah, we're going quickly, but I think we're okay for now. I mean, we can keep kind of going. GMs are also going fairly quickly. There's been quite a few more passes, I think. So
let's continue on with pick number 84. We're going over to Colorado. They select Jared Kiso, user Precision Edge, first gen user. Fairly solid build. Another one that seems to have 1 point into face-offs. As a winger, at least 1 point, right?
Yeah, if not a weakness. So
continuing on, we have St. Louis with pick number 85, the Dirty Brian. That I spoiled it.
It takes me a second to copy and paste.
Brian Budon, user Dirty Brian. First gen user.
Sorry. Baudouin.
Brian Baudouin. I'm not too good with names.
That one got me. I came out of nowhere.
First gen user.
Yep.
Defender with screening.
Interesting. Could be something. I remember hearing some discussion about them. So
nice.
They're. I've heard the name, which means they were active in some way at the very least.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Let's go on now to Maine Timber with pick number 87.
We should probably do Carolina at 86 first.
That's exactly what I was thinking. You read my mind there. Carolina at 86 selects Miles Phoenix, user Beach Kid 42. A recreate.
Oh, it's a recreate.
A recreate going at 86.
Not a name I recognize. Probably someone who's just had a player tried before, but didn't work out.
Let me look this player up. Beach Kid. Okay, I'm not seeing anything on the portal.
That's not a. There's something wrong with the sheet there because that is a new gen. Just joined the site a week ago.
All right.
About a week ago.
Listen, the sheet's got like way more players than it's used to. You know, the sheet's working hard.
No, Nike, you're wrong. That's a veteran. They were around when the league was first founded.
We're in the crazy rounds now.
What are you talking about?
No, give me a silent treatment.
They've been around for 42 seasons. They create, and that's why they're Beach Kid 42.
This is actually their 42nd multi.
Now we're at 87 for Maine.
Now we're going back to Maine. Too bad we didn't do it earlier. Maine selects with pick 87 Jeff Spazzola, user Boxman498. First gen user.
Yeah.
Continuing on, we have some passes.
I believe Yukon has passed here. No, Anchorage and Yukon pass.
Yeah, 88, 89. They tapped out.
Nike's updating the sheet as I'm looking away from it. I looked and it didn't say the pass wasn't there. And I was like, yes, that is. And then it was there and I got confused.
What's the commercial? You have to be quicker than that.
That leaves us going back to San Diego with pick 90. And with pick 90, San Diego selects.
Do you want to at some point skip the card and just kind of update the sheet?
We can do. We can do that.
Because it takes me a second to copy paste the files.
100%. We can
There you
just skip the card.
I think we're at the point now that is a great idea.
And
Oh, we
at
got this
90,
one.
San Diego selects Gabe Well, user Ephes, a first-gen user. I will say, if there's any players in YouTube chat that get drafted in these later picks, or that want to see that little draft splash sheet, just type, and we will do it for you. Let's continue.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anyone in chat who doesn't have it. So,
But just in
got-
case, I like to mention it because some people like to get that screenshot to show.
Oh yeah,
to see.
for sure.
So
Can you read the board or do?
I struggle reading. I know who's
I
next.
no, I mean you can read.
We have
Oh yeah.
Kelowna with pick number 91, selecting Davis, Alex D.
Yeah, you can read off the Discord channel, I guess. I was saying because you had a hard time reading the seeing the trades recap because I guess it's too small.
I'm just an old man. Next up, we have Thunder Bay Walleye with pick number 92. They select DJ Mal, user DJ Mal. Wow, I like these. Then, next up, we got Nevada at 93, selecting, wait for it, Tommy, user Tommy.
I'm honestly shocked that the username Tommy was available.
Yeah. Next
Unless it's
up,
some-
oh my god, we're on 3 for 3. Well, okay, first of all, we have a pass at 94. And then next up at 95, Zane Zidalicki, user Zidalicki.
Yeah.
Let's all laugh at Patrick.
Yeah. Doing too many things. Trying to follow along and
It'll be
bound to
apparent
happen.
later. It'll be apparent later.
Uh,
But just know
we've
we're gonna
got-
laugh at him.
we got a pair of passes.
We have 96, 97 get past. Teams have tapped out, as we know.
Into the
Next
7th
up.
round.
We have Great Fall Grizzlies in pick 98, selecting, oh boy, yet again, Oliver DB, user Oliver DB.
See, this is what I mean. You got a username and a player name to match. You're either boom or bust, and we're I think in the bust part of it maybe, but we'll see. You never know.
Next up, breaking from the trend, we got Detroit with pick 99, selecting Duda, user Paul 1971.
It's a great pick.
Yeah, duh.
Great solid pick.
The GMs mess with me sometimes, like this pick.
Next up, we have Colorado yet again. Colorado's on fire this draft with pick 100. Selecting Liamgelo Ball, user Liamgelo Ball.
I don't.
Possibly the basketball player.
This is confusing to me because why did they put thumbs down? I don't. Sometimes there's just like emojis on the pics, and I don't get it.
It's usually that somebody has said something unpleasant in their.
I feel like at pick 100, we're not getting anyone who's answered anything. But okay. I also got a basketball emoji. That one I understood.
Maybe they just didn't like Liangelo Ball.
Maybe.
I think that might have been it. I'm not sure. I'm not in all the loop about it.
Next up, you're not in the hoop about it.
Yeah.
Get a hoop.
St. Louis though.
Yeah, St. Louis is up next with pick 101, selecting Jacob Smith, user Jacob 19 or Jacoba. 19. Next up, Carolina with pick 102, selecting Adam Van Dam, user Adam Van Dam.
Maine has passed for the first time, I believe now.
Yeah, pick 103, 104, 105 all passed.
Yeah, we knew Anchorage and Yukon had passed before, but I think this is Maine's first pass.
Then at pick 106, we have San Diego selecting Elias Yamashita, user WildFan10. Then at pick 107, Patrick was made a silly mistake and tried to draft someone that was already picked.
Also
Yep,
didn't have
I
their
did.
username.
And then I ended up passing. Once
And
I
then
figured
they
it out.
passed.
Yeah. And then Thunder Bay passed for the first time, and Nevada passed for the first time. And it's
We're
Newfoundland.
back to Newfoundland at pick 111. So 107, 108, 109, 110 all passed. This is going to be the last time I say each number. And at 111, Newfoundland selects Nikolai Schneisky, user Snitch88.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. Snitchinsky? Maybe?
Snitchinsky. I don't know.
Snitch? Username Snitch, so maybe Snitchinsky? It's a guess.
But next up, we got a bunch of passes, 112 to 116, all passed.
Yeah, GFG
And
passing for the first time, and Detroit passing for the first time, and Colorado. All three of them actually passed for the first time. Oh, we're moving.
Now we're going back to St. Louis, where they are selecting Thomas, user Thomas Wee.
Yep. Carolina selecting John Pedersen, user Praise. A whole bunch of passes again. I don't know.
A
don't.
massive amount of passes.
That's San Diego's first pass, but everyone else, and Newfoundland's first pass. Everyone else had already passed.
We're circling back around now to
It's
St. Louis.
just St. Louis and Carolina going back and forth now.
And with pick 133, St. Louis selects Zachary Perry, user That Autistic Guy Too. Makes me think if just That Autistic Guy was taken.
If we hurry up just a little bit, we might get live picks at this
Oh
point.
boy.
We
okay.
are, and we're
At
watching
pick
both Carolina
134
GMs pick at the same time.
Yeah, picking the same person on different picks.
Yeah, we have. What are they doing?
I think
Sorry.
that's it.
At 134, Carolina picks Corey Levesque. User
Levesque?
Corlev. It's usually pronounced
Levesque.
Levesque. Corlev 96. St. Louis at 149 picks Blake Harrison. B Wolves 34. We've lost the board because Nike's marked everyone as a pass.
No, it literally the pick order doesn't go further than 161.
Wait, really?
We have two
Yeah.
more
But why did it?
players on the board right now. One
Okay.
more player on the board.
Let's continue on though.
150.
150. Tony 22, user Tony 22.
Carolina,
At 151.
two Carolina reps put that at the same time. It's not 151.
They tried to take him at 151 as well.
No,
Too
they-
bad they don't have cloning technology yet.
They don't even have pick 151. That's a pass for someone.
Oh.
Hold on. I think I
St.
can
Louis,
get it to work.
we're live. I think if you can just...
Yeah.
I'm just typing them in.
Pick
Oh,
165. Is that
Is
where we're at?
the,
Yeah, we're at 165 right now.
Oh, it's gonna
With the
be-
St. Louis Scarecrows selecting Keegan Welton Chief Welts. Which we need to get this update on the draft board.
yeah, the board doesn't go this far.
Oh,
And that will probably be, that'll be the
Nike's
last
trying
one.
to make it work.
Well, hang on. There's an invalid pick on 166.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
we got the board back. There's something. Yeah. All right, we're back. Tony 22 there. You saw that pick. 165 is St. Louis picking Keegan Welton, Chief Welts.
and we're gonna.
Oh no, I screwed it up. Hold on.
Oh no.
And
We
Carolina
were
messed up
pretty
the
on
last
nose
pick.
with this draft.
And then pick number 166, Carolina.
Carolina tried to pick.
Offer.
They tried to pick Holy Guacamole, the holy goalie, who retired before the draft, so they're not eligible to be picked. And instead, they picked Joe Hoffer. Joe won. And that's it. We ended at the same time as the GMs ended. Good job. The board is blank.
Wait, I fixed it. I fixed it. I
Oh,
fixed it.
there we go.
Nice.
Oh, I got my mess. Hold on, sorry. Firefox doesn't like the. I don't know what's happening. It's exited my full screen.
Wait, did we get it? Hold on.
There we go.
Did they come back?
Nope.
There should be 2 random picks in the 11th round.
It's all NA right now on the stream.
Oh no.
Yeah. Don't really know. I can do. The problem is the other page is broken. Where's my mouse? I've pulled out a drawing tablet and I've placed that as my third monitor for this, which is very hard to use a mouse on. It's also like laying flat. It's not in the right place. There's another display full.
Oh, there we go.
That
That's
only goes
good
to
enough.
100, but
That's good enough, I think.
it also doesn't have the right cutoffs for round 1 and 2 and stuff. It also doesn't know that San Diego and Ottawa exist. That's why they're gray. And Thunder Bay. They're all gray. Because this page doesn't know. We don't use this page on the tab usually. That's why it's not sized right and everything. But there you go. You can see all the players. Yeah, you can see all the players. That's everyone who's picked.
Yeah. Congratulations to everyone who got drafted, which I think was everyone.
Yep.
If by some odd chance you weren't drafted, please type in the rookie channel, get a hold of a mentor, get a hold of HO, just yell. Someone will get you on a team.
As far as I can tell, there is not a single player left to be drafted that was eligible.
Thank you, Nike.
Good job, everybody. Good job,
Ooh.
Symmetric. Great
Yeah,
job,
that was a fun
Nazu.
one.
Good job, Nike.
Yeah.
Good job, Patrick,
Thank
drafting
you for
I didn't do
and hosting
nothing.
at the same time.
people in this call here, but also a big thank you to JHO. And a big thank you for the GMs who put aside all the time to actually do the drafting.
And for all the rookies who showed up in the chat and everyone having some fun in the chat.
And welcome
Huge shout out to
S88.
Gonfer.
Yes, welcome
Yeah.
to season 88.
Quite a long draft stream, 3 hours long. So
Yeah.
I think we should end it here so we can have a good night's sleep. Thank you
Yeah.
everyone for tuning in.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.